pretty important. All right, so hello medic. Let's go to well, let's just click here. We'll go into LPL. Classic IG smashing their solos. Yeah, I mean, it always is, isn't it? When IG and FPX go up against each other, it's about them, like, IG winning their solo lanes and FPX trying to destroy bot or trying to get the top lane roam. Especially with Khan, like, their priority seems to have shifted. We'll talk a bit more about the identity. First of all, let's do FPX, and then we'll go into Estar. So, quick reminder to FPX, like, you've got the same team. Gimgoon's still in this team, but Khan's the biggest one. Khan, you know where Khan's. Let's not go through this. Like previous SKT, Khan was like, the top laner in Korea, and that's kind of shifted a bit coming into LPL because we have a lot of good top laners. We have a lot of good Korean top laners. Gimgoon also on this team is a great Korean top laner. He absorbs pressure. And look, they have similar champion pools as well. Like maybe except for the Fiora, Gimgoon would put in the Gangplank even in this meta. But yeah, I know Estar's your new favorite team. We'll get to them in a second. But same team, world-class team, right? LWX and Crisp, one of the longest-standing bot lane duo, not only in the LPL in the world. Please go ahead and check that. Doumbé and Tian, fantastic mid-jungle duo, and Khan now comes into the roster. And Khan, I think, did play well in the first series and not too bad in this series. But yeah, FPX, 2 wins, 4 losses, 0-2 start in series. That's not characteristic of a world champion team, and nor is it characteristic of these players. They're just such good players. And you can see, like, all best of threes that go the distance. Gimgoon is the best weak side top laner in the world. I don't need to clarify that. Gimgoon is the best weak side top laner in the world. Khan does require resources, yes, but he also, like, Khan is more about taking the lane on, where Gimgoon is more about letting the lane be the lane and then addressing it with the rest of FPX, or having global pressure to attack the bottom lane with Doumbé and Tian. Like, it's a 4 to 5 man dive, right? So this is the characteristics and the changes that we see in FPX's top lane. Let me know if the mic is too loud or if I'm peaking at all. I can change that. I do want to make it better than yesterday, because yesterday we had a couple of peaks. Let's move on to Estar. Now, Estar, dude, what a start. Actually, what a start. So, let's talk about Estar's roster, because Estar are rookies. Essentially, they're rookies. Apart from Xiaoxi, LMS, you'll know. We'll go through in Gamepedia pretty much with everyone. Xiaoxi, you should know, the only person I really don't have to talk about is from Flash Wolves. When Sword Art came over to the LPL in 2019, Xiaoxi stepped up as the main support. And Xiaoxi is the one who, did go to Worlds with, was on Flash Wolves, right? And I think Xiaoxi is playing better League of Legends. He's still really just a questionable player, maybe towards lane. But I don't think, as a support, I'm disappointed to have Xiaoxi at this point. I think you could do a lot worse. Let's start with Xiaobai, though. Let's go to Xiaobai. Right, so Xiaobai, to me, was coming in as everyone's a rookie here. So I'm not going to go ahead and say, oh, they don't have much experience. Even though he's in Royal Club, like the LDL team, that to me is still rookie. He's been around in LDL for a while. Like, you look here, 2017's the start, and that's fine. Was it CJ and Estar for top that stepped down for Xiaobai? I believe so. Maybe if it was Demacic Cup. I'll check that in a second. But look, Royal Club, LDL, played on NEST, but NEST is a third-party tournament, nor does it really matter. Nor do teams take in their full roster. So a lot of the time, they put the LDL rosters into NEST in the main roster. And you can see here, like, it's Abel, right? So it's their Royal Club 80 carry. So he's played with Abel, he's played with Sixu. And now, first LPL. Which, hey, it is. Scrims League even has a thing. So, Xiaobai has actually played LPL. He played the first 2 games. Mordekaiser main, if you didn't see that before. But, yeah. So, LDL rookie again. And he... I don't know. I don't know what to say about Xiaobai just yet. More so that, like, it seems like he's in a very similar position to Gimgoon, whereas he absorbs pressure and the priority from Wei is towards mid-bot. And we'll talk about the mid bot in a second. This is Way. This is the jungler for Estar. Now, again, LDL rookie, right? On Young Miracles. And you talk about CJJ. I mean, here he is. Right, so let's have a quick double check. So, yes, was on Estar. Still is on Estar. I assume it's the sub. So, he joins Young Miracles. Goes on to Estar. Yeah, okay. He's in the global contract database, which means, yeah, he's a sub. He's a sub for Estar, right? They got a couple of subs. So, not too much on CJ. If CJ was a better player in basically everything, but mental state was struggling with that from what I'd heard. Mental boomed in scrims. That's not good. Yeah, I'd take a mentally sound player over anyone. So, Wei has played with Xiaolong Bao. He's obviously been like the duo jungle with Young Miracles. I didn't watch enough LDL, not like Raz in spring and summer of 2019. But he's played with other sub. Looks like they've really imported from Young Miracles, and a lot of organizations put Young Miracles in high regard. So for Xiaolong Bao, he's in RNG now. So Wei has played in a pretty decent team, but again, LDL. So Estars pick of the litter so far, yeah. Then we have Cryin and Wink, and Cryin and Wink is the best story with this. I love Cryin and Wink just because they have been around for a while. Now, sure, Xiao Bai has been around longer in the LDL, but remember Cryin was the trainee, right? He was the trainee under RNG, so he never actually played. But in 2019, he trained under Xiaohu. Remember, they put out this big post saying that Cryin will be like trained as a mid laner, right? And even now, like I honestly think there's an unspoken agreement between, and this is just speculation. This is not an accusation. Cryin, I believe, I would think is in an unspoken agreement with Royal Club, and he's getting experience in the LPL. Now, obviously, if a public trade was like that, that's fine. And, I'm not going to go any deeper into that. But Cryine's getting experience in the LPL, which is big. He's been around in the LDL a little bit, but he was getting trained under Xiaohu, and that's why it's important. So Cryin already has had, like, a fantastic showing, and I think he's an upstart. I think Cryin will be one of the best mids in either at the end of this year or the start of next. Cryin is just so talented. How old is he? Let's go back. How old is he? Cryin is just talented as all hell. Do we get an age? 19. There you go. Cryin will be one of the best mids in the coming year. If not next 2 years. And then under Wink. Now, we should know Wink, right? RNG, yeah? Like, I'm just going to double check. RNG. Everyone knows RNG, but they don't know anyone outside of Uzi a lot of the time. Wink and Abel have been, come on, translate. No, I don't want you to translate tournament results. Stop it. Obviously, I have translate so I can understand the Chinese. So, Wink and Uzi, and then Abel to Royal Club, right? There was always this transition. He hasn't been around as much as people think, but Wink, again, that same system as Cryin, trains under RNG, also in the LDL team of Royal Club, right? There's Xiao Bai again. Right, there's Sixu. Smile in here, also known as Wink. So, in this team environment, you can see that Xiao Bai and Wink have already played together. That's already a plus. Remember, synergy's massive in the LPL. You put rosters together, and you don't want this last minute because people don't know each other's strengths and weaknesses. Full LDL split. No, sorry. 2 LDL splits. Right? And an LPL split in the making. And maybe a Demacia Cup. Plus, Wink's also played in 2019 spring. He came in for a game. So that's huge. I think they got Xiao Bai as part of a package deal, plus huge amount of money in the swap for Xiaolong Bao, because RNG was so desperate for a decent replacement for Cast. I mean, that's very fair. That's pretty fair. If he stays on the path, Cryin could well be a top 5 mid. I'd say top 3. I'd say top 3 quite easily. And Wink going towards the same direction. Wink and Cryin are the power of this team. This is why Estar looks so good. Team fighting with Wink and Cryin are nothing but compliments. We already talked about Xiaoxi. Notice Lucky is actually their coach. Now, this is something that we didn't get to talk about on broadcast, but it will be talked about a lot. Remember, Lucky is like Season 2, man. Season 2, Season 3, Season 4. And he's been away for ages. And then he comes back and he starts coaching. So, let's go to tournament results. Because is there a Worlds appearance? There is a Worlds appearance. He played on Royal Club in 2013. He went to the finals. This is the finals jungler. Right? So their coach has a rich history, but a big gap. It's a 6-year gap. 7. This is 7th year. Lucky hasn't been playing competitively for 6 years. So I'm super curious as to how this came about. If anyone knows anything, please feel free. We got TGA Grand Prix. We got the Season 2 Regional Finals, most notably. So eHome. Now, PDD. There you go. Like, so Lucky's been around the bend. Played with Uzi. Played with Tabe. And yeah, that's a small tidbit that their coach has actually got a lot of experience. So that's quite fun. So Estars are this team that have been put together from so many different places, right? And FPX are obviously the favorites in this matchup, even though Invictus Gaming didn't really... Even though Invictus Gaming beat FPX, like, the expectations for FPX were still that, okay, it was IG. Wow, they look good with Puff and Southwind. But, you know, you expect a little bit more. So let's have a quick look at the matchup itself, and then we'll go into game. Look at the very first eHome game. Yeah. Young Miracles Royal Club Hybrid. LPL like that. It really feels like it, doesn't it? It feels like a bit of a hybrid team from Young Miracles and Royal Club, brought up from the LDL, players that were accelerating themselves. So, this is the kind of feel of the game before we go in. You can see long slugs at the start. Really like, alright, again, that objective control we were so highlighting, you know, with the Kiana, with the Mordekaiser. We've got Time Kenshin Misfortune bottom lane. But, like, real big priority here on Estar. Essentially, like, countering the win condition of FPX, which is like dive bot, right? You especially do that with the GP, but you've also got like a strong bottom lane built each time. Sorry, bans, but you know what I mean. Like, strong lanes, right? Strong lanes. So, win game against FPX. Imagine if I didn't know the difference between bans and picks. But you get what I'm saying. Like, it's still, my point's still valid where, like, strong lanes here out of E-Stars, right? Rumble utilized quite a lot. We've got a Cassiopeia in there. Like, the cannon with the Jarvan is always really simplistic. And then you add in Leona. Like, nice amount of crowd control. But we'll talk about draft again. 10.1. Akan doing his job, sabotaging FPX. We will see about that, Miracu. We will see. Wei was like almost as good as Xiaolong Bao. I think he's been consistently better, but we haven't seen enough of RNG. So, shall we? This is a Chinese VOD because... Give me a bit of sound. I don't want that much sound. I don't want that much sound with this one. So, we're not going to look at draft again because remember, it's 10.1. We should only be looking at like how teams are putting up their comps and like what they're going for, what their idea is. A quick highlight on it. We're looking more at the synergy and the power that teams have, especially around the early game around objectives, because we are still in an objective controlled meta. We're just at more of a point where teams are willing to sacrifice now in like 10.5 rather than 10.1. It was like, look at this. It's like everything must go into securing Dragon. Everything, right? And FPX get a Felios. That's important. Because a lot of teams weren't willing to sacrifice a Felios, like, earlier in the game. So, yeah. Now, first of all, where is Hysterics' little camera? I see it. I do see it. Make me smaller. Make me smaller. Yeah. They were getting comfortable picks for Xiaobai. I mean, Xiaobai's it doesn't look like he has a large champion pool each game. It's just Mordekaiser Rumble, right? But that's important. You know, comfort picks I always rate above. You'll notice the Glacial Augment on center. That's pretty standard. Now, jungle pathing as well, ward coverage. First two things I always talk about. Simply because, as a play-by-play, it's the easiest thing to know. And second of all, it also dictates where the read in jungle could go, right? Nice, Chinese feed, bit of lag, that wasn't even me. So, Wei spotted out on red, right? We're going to choose a new VOD. We're going to choose a new VOD, aren't we? Aren't we, chat? Alright, Opal, don't let me down. Where are you? Where are you, Opal? There he is. Alright. Cool. So, sorry for that. Sorry for the delay. We just don't want lag in VODs, do we, chat? Oh, dude. 60 frames. Why is this a better stream than that one? Anyway, as I was saying, Jarvan spotted out on red, right? Tien with the wolf start is interesting as fuck, isn't it? Like, They could literally have frame drops as well. I don't know. It could just be the stream they're getting. So, when I look at jungle starts, it's always important to notice what lane do they want to give priority to. You have an Aphelios Nautilus, right? And so for FPX, it's like, cool. What is our team's motto? You all know it. It's about 4v2 diving bot. That's what FPX are known for, and that's what FPX really just draft for each game. Now, does the draft look different? Yes, hell yes it does. Warhorse does a good job of changing the way they can play towards bottom side. But here it's the same, isn't it? Like, look at the bot side. Like, Doomby Tien have champions that, like, Doomby can easily free up mid lane. Cassiopeia isn't going to be, you know, as fast at first, but of course, essentially with the Twin Fang and the ability to give back mana when poison killing him, and you know what I'm fucking talking about. We'll get to a point where crime will exert pressure. But Tien starts on the top side. He does wolves. Doesn't even do blue buff. So Tien leaves blue buff. He's then going down towards the bottom side, where Jarvan's also going down, and they know he's pathing either towards Raptors or he's moving down on his clear. Because otherwise the blue ward spots him out once again going towards Raptor. But he's not. It's not a predator Jarvan. It's not a predator jungle where they're just going to do top side. He's going to try and match bottom side for FPX. Because everyone knows their win condition, right? Like, but also Khan on Renekton, right? Like, so, you know, what's a good weak side champion? Renekton, Ornn, Gangplank, like. So, Khan's played towards this. Drafting is never going to be the issue. More about execution, right? Oh. Well, you have Severum, so that should be fine. Okay, so he's gone red. He's gone to Krugs. Now, Tien, does he get level 3 off this? I'm not 100% on jungle levels. Red Wolves. Do you get 3 off the end of Krugs? Yeah, okay. So he's 3 camped. Jarvan's gone in for the invade from Wei. Okay, alright. But how did they spot this? I mean, Tremor Sense came through and that gave a good idea. The shove's coming through from Crine in mid lane, so Doomby doesn't really have priority, but the wave's shoving back. But Wei challenging this. I don't know. Okay, I like it. I like it. But Tien literally went down for bottom side clear towards Krugs. Bottom wave was pushing against FPX. And he was setting up early. Now, the difference is that, like, in this game, not like really any others, where Doomby will play. What else will Doomby play that makes, like, early roams? Like, Ryze is his character pick. But Doomby will play, like... Well, Doomby was playing a bit of Kiana in summer, but it really went to Tien to play it. This is just good knowledge of the map. That's just really good knowledge of the map. He's dead. He dead. Alright. How did this happen, folks? Would you like to know? Bot has no priority. Doomby's wave is reset. Tien is towards the top side, so naturally... So he puts a ward to the top side. They have no idea where Jarvan is, do they? Because they think he gets Scuttle. And are they expecting a reset here? Pantheon, yeah, true. Pantheon's a great example. So... There's no priority in bot side. There's missing pings going down. Doomby walks into lane. He's aim. Look, you see mid laners do this a lot. They're obviously towards the side where their jungler is. Yeah, Nautilus is another good champion that Doomby would play, right? With early roams that you don't really need 6. I mean, you don't really need Realm Warp if you're Doomby because he's going to do whatever. He's going to roam down anyway, right? That's just clean from Wei. He didn't respect the fact that Wei could literally just tunnel in like that. Yeah, he walks forward. Shalcy expecting the flash, but the miasma pretty much does the job. Yeah, so he flash ignites, kind of fixes the error. Worth the double flash and ignite? Absolutely, though. Absolutely. Wei gets the shove in lane with the help of Shalcy. And then... Now I'm looking at like, okay. That's like TP used as well. Crying can reset. But what do I want to take away from this? Stop there. Stop there. Stop right there. It's a ballsy play. It's a ballsy play for Doomby to TP in, but there's really no threat, is there? I mean, I think Wei's pathing right now is kind of... Yeah, with my type of hook from Shalcy before, yeah. That was nice from Khan. Tien right now is just trying to shattering Wei. I don't think they have a good read on where Wei's going. Or do they? Goes over wards. Okay, so they're thinking, yeah, he's topside. They also see the Scry's bloom. So are FPX just not respecting Wei? Because you know he's topside. Tien's matching. So Tien goes into lane. Both level 3. And so... He just waits. Yeah, I think they're just being super greedy of... Or not understanding where Wei is. But they knew he's topside. Why can't I make logical sense of the play? Khan holds flash, but he loses priority in lane. Tien's been shadowing this whole game. Because his wolf start into red buff. Back up towards blue. Which, did he give over to Doomby? No, because Doomby was dead. So Tien takes it. I mean, he needs the levels anyway, right? The possibility of a lane gank. Yeah, because they had Rek'Sai and River, right? But it wasn't even Shalcy coming up. It was just more so that they didn't really respect the positioning of Wei. And like, this is the second time, right? Like, Khan goes in for a super aggro trade. He slices and dices to get out without using a flash. But the problem is that, like, he just doesn't win that trade. It's Renekton, has... Yeah, look, has Spellvamp. Spellvamp, Lifesteal, what do you want to call it? Has Q. Aphelios and Nautilus, look. That's an Aphelios and Nautilus for you. The fact that Wink and Shalcy is still sitting pretty well in this lane is good. I mean, the kill helps. That's early Mobies as well. You know what? How do you stop roams on other lanes? Get Mobies, get early vision, and influence other lanes before FPX can move. That's a good win condition. Renekton's winning top, of course. Mid lane matchup is pretty scary now. Krine's got tier on rise. It's just a vision game. Shalcy's constantly out of lane now as well. I mean, with the way the rest of the map's going, like, Wink can afford to fall behind 10, 20 CS at this point. Simply if the Cassiopeia and the Rumble get ahead. Wei has been taking some funky jungle paths, hasn't he? Super efficient. Decides against Dragon. Doesn't get bot. Thinking about it. Control ward. Get out. What is this sticker in the corner? Oh, we'll get your sticker out of here. They probably expected a J4 reset. Well, yeah, that's what I said about the first one. And I think about the second one as well. The timing of J4's resets. Maybe that's what Way's... Maybe that's how Way's playing it. Good deep control on, but you spot that, don't you? Yeah, you spot it. Alright. So Wade clears the bottom side of his jungle and moves up. Meanwhile, Tien is pretty much doing the same. So we're actually to a pretty standard jungle path, where at the start of this game, it was about conning the other jungler as to where you really are. And the con worked out for Estars. It worked out for Way. And like, they've got mid shove, they've got mid priority. They clear vision, they rotate around. And is that a ward spotting? Yeah. So Tien is spotted. So they're like, hey, Tien's bot side, they continue their path towards bot and start dragon. And Tien doesn't have a Rift Herald. This is good timing. They're going to go for red and then try and attack top lane. Now, this is what we're talking about. When FPX can't really hit bot, or if they lose their priority mid towards Doomby, like the bot dive falls apart. And then it's always a good gear shift to watch like Tien, okay, priorities change. And you see this with Gimgoon sometimes where it's like, we're going to start top side, let's shift gears, and then let's try and enable Doomby to do the exact same. So here you go, bot left on an island, but I don't know what they're expecting there. I guess Flash, Petrifying Gaze, Jarvan's trading reds, because Rek'Sai took red before. So you got 4 bot, waiting for red buff. They click a little bit too early, and then they just go back to it. And here you go, shifting gears, right? FPX go top. It's always a good it's a really good sign of a pro team when they can shift their win condition around. When bot is not working out and looking top, it's like, wow, okay, great. Like, this team knows how to shift bloody gears. But, sorry, my point is, like, top is winning naturally. Like, Renekton, good guy Renekton, as always. Is going to have a pretty decent time, right? Gap close onto Rumble. Rumble pretty much has to press W and hope that he gets out. Electro Harpoon, if timed well. A little bit more skill-based. But the point is that, like, okay, shove in topside, ability to dive top. Xiaobai does respect it here, though. If you go back, look at the timing here. So, because of the bottom lane pressure, and because Doomby's missing, he's walking out of lane quite a lot. Way spotted out on this ward here. And they go, jungler's setting up for the 4v2 dive bot. And they literally just don't go for the engage here. Minion wave, a big thing. I mean, Shasi couldn't find a hook through the minion wave. They reset, they wait. They need way anyway. And I'm not sure how close he is to level 6. Tien's level 6 up in the top side. But then, again, shifting gears is so big. FPX go, let's attack top. They see the Cassiopeia move out of lane. Doomby pushes up, shoves, then top realm warp. But then now it's execution, right? Next minion wave's coming in about 5 seconds. Cassiopeia is spotted back mid. Big part here. You look at the control wards, they're going to see what's going to happen anyway, but the spot in the mid lane. And center ult comes out, I know, from Wink just to try and stop it. So that's great from FPX. That is the FPX we know and love, because that is the FPX that the decision making is so on point. A lot of that we didn't see in Invictus Gaming, because that win lane, win game from IG kind of spoiled the FPX style. There's good trades from bottom lane. Actually, really good trades. Holy shit, that was a good turn. So this is nice trading from Estar. But, yeah, Aphelios Gravitum, like, we're at a time where they knew he had Gravitum, but Infernum Q, boom, Gravitum, and then Crisp, yeah, look. Underestimating Aphelios, maybe. It was just such a good play from FPX. Well, it's just easy, right? Okay, Shasi gets out because Gravitum's not on it anymore. FPX have to do something in response. Well, not anymore, they don't, though. Because what was set up as a bottom lane dive has now just been set up for success by the bottom lane 2v2. And they didn't really have to do anything. Like, BF Sword was already on this Aphelios. Cloak, long sword. Surprised he didn't get boots. Maybe he has magical footwear. Would he? I'm not sure. You're not going to get anything out of the Nautilus. So you've used your root. And then, yeah, LWX walking up to the wave. Because you're not fearing death sentence here, are you? Death sentence is used. Aphelios has range. Just ults immediately, and they're standing together. So that was just good timing window from FPX's bottom lane. So that's a big punish. And a lane that was being set up for success by Estars now gets thrown into the gutter. Like, that Aphelios Nautilus duo are so damn strong right now. And you've got a center that's building towards Manamune. She's not going to have the power for a while. Like, a lot of the time when we've seen centers in 10.5, you notice with the Tarm Kench, they're paired up so that the center isn't actually CSing. You get the lethality, get more souls, etc., etc. But you see lethality item first. Now, Manamune here, of course, Manamune's built towards getting towards Yamura mana, where on center, the damage is fantastic. It's disgusting. But you don't have that yet, and you're going up against an Aphelios who doesn't really have a weak point of the game because Aphelios is dumb, right? LWX maxing attack speed first is interesting. You are right. I know we can't really see his stats. Is there a way apart from looking at his attack speed to see it? Or is it maybe he just has alacrity though? That's the thing. Well, with BF sword, do you want to do some hot calculation? What do we got? We got a BF sword and a long sword there, 131 AD. Now, what's Aphelios' base attack speed when you're level 1? Is it 0.6 something? Is it in that range? I mean, like, yeah. I mean, to the 4-man moving bot. Yeah, I mean, sorry, to your point before LP, yeah, like, their response to topside, they did have to do something, but but it was more about the proactivity of going, yeah, let's go top, rather than I'd say is like reacting to bot. Because that, I mean, it could have been a messy dive as well. Diving a Nautilus Aphelios, not always the cleanest thing, especially when he had Gravitum available, right? But I mean, if LWX is maxing attack speed, yeah, you're right. That's interesting. But remember, you're in a center lane where, like, you know, she's got slow attack speed, if that makes sense. Attack speed over, probably the way to go. I don't fucking know. No, it's just interesting. Who cares? So, getting out of my bad brainwave. Maybe this is what colors when you analyze too much. It hurts, doesn't it? Hurts your brain. So we continue with bot lane needs to go somewhere from Estar. Wei has been down there more times than I can count, but he keeps going down there setting up vision. But the problem is he's wasting a lot of time trying to commit somewhere where he actually has nothing to take as a response. So he goes towards his topside jungle. He notices that there's already a scuttle taken. He goes Raptors, while Tien just keeps on clearing. Look at the big movements he's making here. Constantly making the same movement with Cryin trying to roam down. And Tien he's set up towards the top side, but he's farming a lot better than Wei here. He's 15 CS up, which is a big amount in the jungle. And he's also doing Herald as we speak. So there's no dragon to take. Estar's already set it up before. This is more just about securing fucking Rift Herald before anyone gets here. Okay, so he gets it. So Tien's going to die from this. But does anyone get the Herald? No. Alright. Where's Xiao Bai in all this? Sorry, where's Khan in all this? Huh. So Khan goes back to the wave and then realizes, slices and dices down that Xiao Bai is going to get there. And then he can't do anything. So Khan going back to the wave, even after this team was spotted on vision. And he takes a what? He clears the full wave before coming. Now, would that have made a difference? No, but I think it would have made the fight and maybe set them up for the Rift Herald. So Rift Herald trade there, not worth it. I mean, that's jungler going down. That's Wei actually being able to kind of catch up in the jungle himself. Or at least get a good reset for warriors. So that kind of hurts. Khan is greedy. I mean, that was a greedy play. It's because you're trying to consider too many angles. Yeah, I know I do that a lot. But one important angle is that was just greed. That just looked like a very greedy play from Khan. He should have come straight down. Okay, that's an earlier TP by FPX though. Xiaoxi with good target selection. Crisp is just getting pummeled by Wink. Okay, there's a flash. That's a Felios. Oh, no. Oh, Gravitum doesn't kill him. So Tien's in here, and the Jarvan's way, way away. So Estars have to back off. That's really a no-brainer, at least till Jarvan gets there. Khan's still topside. He has TP in a moment, but Xiaobai used his TP. So this is an overall win for FPX, right? Doomby TPs. The Cassiopeia is not there. Cryan chooses TP a little bit later. But the fight's already done. So Cryan at least gets a shove in. But for top lane, I mean, that's devastating for Xiaobai. He teleports in and nothing happens. Now, T1 Khan, this is the top lane you want. I mean, this dude's so far ahead now. And simply that play before where they lose Rift Herald, it bounces back just because Khan gets a solo lane to himself, gets 2 bits of turret plating from the looks of it. Yeah, he gets two turret plating. So 240 gold to himself. So he has Black Cleaver, yeah, for sure. Goes back, gets Black Cleaver. Khan is 40 CS ahead of Xiaobai. Now has teleport to react to this next dragon too. So that's important, remember that. Because Cryan used his TP as well. But Doomby, even though he used his, like, it doesn't matter, it's a Rise. Like, Rise has Realm Warp, essentially. So he can sit mid and threaten dragon. So, that's a big net win for FPX. And so now, Estar's starting this up. I mean, it seems dangerous, but is it? Well, it's for Xiaoxi. So Wave comes crashing in. Wave starts this up. But look at where everyone is. The bottom lane gets shoved. Wink and Xiaoxi have to push through the minion wave. And Xiaoxi goes first. And look, you're going to put out the lantern here. Shielding is good. But even if this is a 1-for-1 trade... Hang on. So Khan prioritizes turret over fight. They're willing to give up Ocean. I mean, this is a comp, again, like Rumble, Cassiopeia, like, around objectives, remember, like this, you know, built towards, you know, fucking solo lanes having strength, right? Can't cleave waves for shit. I mean, yeah, of course. Khan feels like a worse Nuguri. Maybe. So Khan prioritizes getting the turret over the fight. And over the dragon, essentially. Doomby as well. Had Realm Warp, doesn't want to join the fight. Pushes waves instead. So they leave it up to a 3v4 bottom lane. 3v5, excuse me, technically. So is that FPX being on a different page? I don't think so. I think it's just FPX solo laners prioritizing elsewhere. Do I think it's worth? Not really. You know, like, Estar are now looking at an Infernal Rift for a Cassiopeia. That's nice. Like, I don't know. Getting top turret, I think Khan was always going to get that turret. And it looks like he's going back into top wave as well. The thing is, like, Xiaobai might be missing out on CS. But Xiaobai's also got that kill to make up for it. He's got a couple of assists as well. I honestly think Estar are just this game as we go to... Yeah, that's a nice 720p. I just think Estar this game have made better decisions for their map. FPX have made kind of the more... the greedier calls, right? It was like a team called Elite bot lane to die. And I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying that, like... potentially the play of joining up using TP from Khan and Doomby Realm Warp may have netted an actual team fight win around that position. Doomby just picked up Rod of Ages, so it could be that the item timing wasn't to favor, so they left it. Come on, China Internet, what's actually going on? No, I don't want 1080. Who wants 1080p? No one. We're in China. I can't use 1080p. Don't give me that shit. Sorry. Complaints. So Khan has spent the whole time dominating lane. Khan doesn't care about the rest of the map. He just wants to play. He wants to play his own game. right? And that's fair enough. He's putting pressure on Xiao Bai and he's giving FPX a lane to win through. Doomby's recovered in the mid lane from an earlier CS discrepancy, pretty much. He's got a bounty on his head as well, which is kind of interesting when you think about it. Doomby has a bounty on his head, but Cryan doesn't. Okay. Interesting, right? Renekton bullies the crap out of Rumble on a side lane. He has to be super fair to be diving 1v1. Especially with Equalizer up. I mean, it becomes super hard. It ends up being a trade most of the time, right? So Khan still has the TP in this matchup. Dragon's coming up for Infernal for third. Now we just asked if they want to contest this. Because FPX still have the gold lead, remember. It's the earlier Felios kill. It's the dive in the top lane that gave Doomby first blood. I guess that is the bonus, that he has that extra 100 gold and he got first blood. Khan is making decisions like he has Faker and Teddy to bail him out. You guys are savage but funny. So Doomby's level 12. Doomby's quite large, right? Rod of Age is stacking. We've got a Rise who's in a pretty good position. Cassiopeia has Seraphs, and also Rylos. So it's a 2-item Cassiopeia. So having said that, Cryan is actually massively fed. And there's nothing more to say. Estars are moving towards mid lane. They're trying to find a pick in front of the Herald. FPX moving to this Herald. I mean, they can fight here. You've got an Essence Reaver with Zeal or Felios. Serrated Dirk finally comes out a Wink. So there is a bit more power here in the center, but she doesn't have Mirror Mana just yet. But remember, around objectives, Estar taking this fight, it's about layering of the ultimates. Xiao Bai has to get a good equalizer, and you have to see... You have to see a good Petrifying Gaze. Realm Warp used by Doomby. Right? Good Dredge Line. Good Dredge Line hits the Cassiopeia. Crisp is taking a lot of the aggression, but Cryan still doesn't use his ult. Until now. Cryan gets Khan, who literally is on top of Wei. Wei still gets bursted though. So what's key in that fight? The center ulti shield, by the way, hits everyone. And it's a nice little shield. The Cassiopeia ultimate is prioritized on Khan, who gets out anyway. So that wasn't fully utilized. Because Cryan gets that big ult, and that fight's over for FPX. So they also get the Herald, mind you, as well. So 1-for-1 trade here is worth it. And if we just look across at the teams, I mean, like, maybe we talk about scaling a little bit here. Aphelios Rise. You know, Renekton will fall off like a tree stump. Rek'Sai as well, we get less useful. I mean, Soul Jarvan, but it always has Cataclysm. Frontline. Rumble also late game, you know, does not as much as his mid game. But I'd argue he'd be better than the Renekton. And then Cassiopeia Senna. And Senna technically infinitely scales because of her soul system and because of the range she gets, which is absolutely insane. So I'm going to put it down to execution. If you have a different opinion, feel free to add it. Khan is so cursed. He's better than Gimgoon, but man, every team he's in just loses. Feels bad, man. Longshu Khan. Equalizer positioning splits them pretty decently. Castle shuts down FPX engage. It does, but the engage already came through. So, let's look at this a bit closer. So, Petrifying Gaze doesn't even hit Tien. Tien has Flash, but chooses not to go through. Doomby's the one pretty much pumping out the damage here. It's more so that I think that... Let's look at weapon choice for LWX. Severum and Gravitum. You're not going to do much here. He goes into Calamum. Like, every team fight for Aphelios, Infernum is ideal. Infernum, Crescendum as well, remember, because of the ability those two have, and plus the ultimate with Infernum is just so good for corridors like this. So, I look at this and I go, right, you're right. The Equalizer did split well. That was the key ultimate. And the center ult comes through and hits the target onto Crisp. Now, they don't get Khan. It's a 1-for-1 trade. That's nice sniping from Doomby as well. And they pretty much disengage. And you know what? FPX don't need anything more in that fight. They got the Rift Herald. They trade 1-for-1. And they killed the jungler for Crisp. Dragon's up in 50. Wei will reset, of course, by that time. Coming up in 15 seconds. But this gives time for FPX, even losing this turret, to reset themselves. So, they go, alright, cool. We lost mid lane turret. That's fine. I mean, it's absolutely fine for them. That's really not much of a loss. What they can do is essentially reset. Crisp comes back up. Khan goes back as well. And now we're ready to fight in front of the dragon. So, it's Crisp who started this. The center shielding kind of made a massive difference. Just purely that extra bit of damage that's coming out from Doomby and LWX. But I'd say gun choices here from LWX was a big part of that fight. But yeah, Khan was trying to get on the backline. Way kind of stopped him as well, and that's why the Cataclysm stopwatch was pretty crucial there. Cass ult still on one target. You're right, it did stop that. I mean, Khan could have been so much more deadlier than he was. This is a big Renekton as well, so that's a very good point. LP. FPX should be back on the map, setting up vision before Estar can. I agree, but I also think that for Estar, like, right now, their vision's fine. I mean, you look at the top side priority from that last fight. You also look at the dragon that they couldn't contest because after getting that mid lane turret, everyone reset, right? So, that's dragon, that's an infernal for FPX. But where do we go from here? So a lot of the time I have issues with identifying like the next move that should come through for a team. Obviously I'm not a color, I said this so many times, but I think that, sorry, we should give it a bit of audio, shouldn't we? A lot of the time I think it's quite hard to look at what a team should do next, because there's so many characteristics to look at. Like, okay, Edge of Night picked up by Wink. How does that change the fights? Does it change them from taking fights? Is this literally for the skirmishes they're trying to find? Also, while we're here, no, don't do that. God, YouTube, you think you know a guy. You think you bloody know a guy. Okay. Where to, lads? Ladies and gents, Doomby pushes out a side lane. They're converging on mid. Yep, they still have that Herald. They still have that Herald. They have top lane in a very good position. And they see Wink and Xiaoxi sitting in the mid lane waiting for something. Now that Herald could have been better. Oh my god, I'm so sick of YouTube. That could have been a better Herald, couldn't it? They throw it forward, but then they see the threat of the black mist, or whatever it's called. Like, who's in there? Alright? FPX can kind of coast till their 4-1 crush of Estar. Yeah. Remember that these side lanes are going to be really hard to deal with. That Doomby as well, like, teleport Realm Warp Rise is so oppressive because there are so many ways for him to get in a fight, and also dealing with him in a side lane. Because he will have Righteous Glory, and he has Seraphs already. It's just going to be so oppressive. Khan is nearly unstoppable at the moment. Like, him pushing the side wave is fine. And especially since FPX know that Estars are around the Baron. So Estars have vision priority here, but look, Tian spotted on the bottom side. So this is like the play. It's like, okay, we have to make this now. Khan dying there would have been absolutely tragic. He lives. Tian spotted. This is really good positioning from Estars, but also Tian making the call to come bot. I'm not sure about that. I think the priority is always around Baron and being nearby. Because Khan has TP, and you don't need to kill Xiao Bai there. His TP can be interrupted. So, they give up Baron. They literally give up Baron. It is slower than the seasons. Rise is threatened on both 1 and the 3. That's right. That's right. Well said, LP. Rise always has threat on both the side lane and the 3 in mid, or the 3, it doesn't matter, on the 3 in bot lane, right? That was not optimal. I really don't think that's worth. That's just decision making from FPX or TN especially. We're going to all in Xiao Bai, we're going to kill Xiao Bai, and we're going to try and threaten the side wave. But not only does a Rumble clear the wave with Flame Spitter, he also puts down this equalizer. Does he? Yeah. Puts down the equalizer, clears the wave. They almost kill Khan. Tian is low. And the minion wave is so far away, so they can't get anything else apart from a kill, right? FPX gave Baron the one counter their split push. That's right. They gave the one thing away that hurts them the most, right? In Season 9, FPX were trying to force everything early. Yeah, they were there, but they slowly became better at knowing when to. Now, Crisp going over here. Okay. Why? Because he thinks Doombee's going to be there. Wink, beautiful stun. But... yeah. So... that was just... That Baron play just sucks. That Baron play actually just sucks. Like, that removed everything. For Ryze on mid and 1-3 sides, personally, it feels so hopeless to play. As you know, Ryze is going to find something in one of them, yeah. Look... I mean, Ryze sitting mid is... but now, that point's moot, right? Because we've got a Baroned up Estars who are getting better and better at fighting. This Cassiopeia is such an issue. And Rumble's in a decent position when he shouldn't be. Rumble got bullied so hard in lane, and Rumble, like, apart from fights, hasn't done much except absorb the pressure, but maybe that's why he's been so successful, because he has absorbed that pressure. Now, Baron on a team that is starting to group like this, look at where Rumble is. Mid's going to get shoved. They get the turret, and they've got an Infernal to take. What? Realm Warp. Okay. Their purpose here is not to contest Dragon. It's to threaten mid on Xiaobai. Xiaobai pulls back, then they turn for the Dragon once they see vision. So cool, Tian gets a steal. That's great. Take the flash? Absolutely. You do not want Estar to be on Soul Point. You do not want them to be on Soul Point for an Infernal Rift. Right? Crisp, that was his stone plate, wasn't it? Because they assumed the fight was going to be there. Now they have full vision of that area. Do they? No, they don't. Sorry, no, they don't. Excuse me. They make vision. They were expecting Estar to be in there, but instead Estar are hovering around the Dragon. Vision's important here again. No vision around the Dragon Pit, but they do have the Scuttle Crab. Now, granted, no one was over it, but it's like FPX tossing everything into the wind to make one heroic play. And when that doesn't work, they're like, okay, let's go back to the drawing board. And that's not an impressive thing. Like, if it was about changing in-game, that's fine, but they're just throwing... not the game, but they're just throwing a lot of things and seeing what sticks. So, the bonus out of this is that they steal the Dragon. Game goes on. We've got a team that could have an Infernal Rift in their side lane. The Ryze, even the Renekton, like, remember that extra damage and that extra power from Infernal is actually quite meaningful. So, if they didn't steal that, I mean, I think you'd be going, this is getting in trouble fast, but, oh god, wait, what the fuck? Tien returns back to the scene of the crime to clear out vision. But he just walks in, we saw this yesterday with LNG and LGD, where teams take a whim on, like, when the enemy resets. Jarvan spotted mid. Right? Jarvan spotted mid. Senna is spotted mid. So you know two people are out, but that's not the problem here. She should be spotted out on that ward. And she is, but she turns right back around. The flash comes through from Crine, as you can see on the side. And that's a solo kill that just shouldn't be happening. So Tien walking when he thinks that he's a safe point because E-Stars have reset after the Dragon play. But... yeah. Like, he's clearing vision in a place that doesn't matter. Well said. Very well said. They've just finished Dragon. What is the purpose in clearing vision there when Baron is 2 minutes and 26 seconds up? When Baron is the next objective by a full minute and a half? You know, this is a bit of a question mark, head scratch here from Tien. From a player that's so good. He's spotted out as well. So this is the power of wards in bloody cool little places like the Raptor camp. Look at that. LWX just clears Raptors and they go, oh, Tien's moving to River. He has control wards in mid brush and brush behind him. He thinks he's okay. But you're right. What is the purpose of him being there? Well said. Miracle, well said. What is the purpose of him being there? There's nothing up. There's no reason for him to be there. So suddenly you've got a 25-second death timer. Now, they're lucky that Baron doesn't coincide with that, but a pick like that onto the Cassiopeia as well. Like, you're getting a look at it in the bottom left. So he walks in. He gets miasmed straight away, just really quick from Cryan. He was on a control ward, took advantage of that, and yeah. So that's really uncharacteristic of Tien, isn't it? Like, that is super uncharacteristic of this world-class jungler. So, we're still in a point in the game where, like, FPX still have, as mentioned in chat, that Aphelios 2.5 items, 3 item rise as well. Don't forget that Doomby normally goes for Righteous Glory, but this game has gone for the Banshee's Veil. Now, I think this is really smart itemization. You're going up against a Rumble where the first tick of Equalizer is going to be negated, where the Electro Harpoon that slows down is going to get negated. Also, Cryan, the Miasma stopped. The Petrifying Gaze, most importantly. Big abilities that can be stopped by the Banshee's Veil. So that's a nuisance for Estar, and that's really good itemization. Also, you get the extra magic resist from the heavy AP side lanes that are getting into some of the strongest point of their games. Especially Xiaobai now with Zhonya's, with Blasting One that's going to be going to third item, with the Cassiopeia that's got a freaking Leandri's Torment, like a favorite item on Cassiopeia. Now, are we going to talk about this again? I think we are. I think we are. Tien is shadowing Doomby. That's what this is. He's shadowing Khan. They move to the bottom wave. Khan is in the same lane as the Rise. So already, what's the play here? Khan spotted on a ward. But he's backing on the ward. He's burrowed. He doesn't see the control ward. Casalt particularly, yeah. Doesn't see the control ward. So, twice now, Tien has really just hurt FPX. 35-second timer, minute till Baron. There goes all visions for FPX. Not that they had much, but Estar gained control of Baron's side of the map. But look at this pathing. This is why Estar are just such a fun team to watch, aren't they? They're just a really fun team to watch. I'm sorry, I'm just going to quickly alt-tab. They're just a super fun team to watch. Because Estar as a whole are... Estar as a whole are the biggest underdogs of the league because no one expected anything. Technically, Rogue Warriors, even with a lineup that I'm like, should be better. But the second one wasn't as bad. It was just... The second one wasn't as bad. He's just backing on a control ward burrowed. We've seen so many Rek'Sais backing on wards when they're burrowed. But it was also like, what is the purpose of being there? It's maybe to counter the collapse from E-Stars onto Doomby, or Khan being there as well. Trying to bait E-Stars into that lane. That would have been a bit of a sensitive play for them had it gone through. But this is the second time. Doesn't matter. If it wasn't as bad, this is still the second time that Khan have been... Sorry, I am just trying to monitor things. Have been kind of minding their own business or trying to play like a side lane. Meanwhile, their jungler's dying. This time it just happened to be in the same area. So, second time that Tien, I should say, has kind of thrown things to the works. So, after that, he dies. Oh no. Tien's dead. Right. Khan goes mid. But they're spotted over wards. They see Wink clearing that ward. They see the Cassiopeia there. Khan knows he's in shit, but then walks back. And misses his slice and dice. Khan walks up, then around, and instead of just going left towards Doomby, Khan takes, like, the worst path. Now, I don't know what Xiaoxi's thinking. He's going to walk into the Cassiopeia, but that's just, like, the second time. Third time. That FPX has just been caught out in a ridiculous position. You know? You're underrating rookies. I am... Look, the reason I say... But... I'm not underrating rookies because of rookies. I'm underrating rookies because of the LPL class of talent. When you think about the LPL, you notice that there's so many players that are tried and tested even through LDL. Estars have LDL players of 2 years, right? But they're not tested in the LPL. Whereas like people like Tien was tested on Suning as a sub and then given priority in the LPL. You know, Doumbé came through, played QG Reapers, and he was tested in the LPL and he nailed that test and continued playing. Like all these players have been on FPX, and you know even Khan through different LCK teams, they've been tested and they've stood the test. This is kind of like a test for Estar, but in the same sense, like these players have come out of nowhere, and all you can expect is a last place team because that's what you're led to believe by the class of talent that they're going up against in the LPL, if that makes sense. And also, Xiaoxi's not highly rated from LMS. Like, you talk to Clement Chu about Xiaoxi. Talk to Jordan, who is a coach and was once, yeah. Talk to him and talk to Clement, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But they're rookies that have been around for a while, and they have done their time under some insane players, but they haven't done much of the time, right? It is a test of the team and not an individual. And hey, look, I'm happy to admit I was wrong in my rankings. Remember, everyone in the LPL rated Estars as 16th or 17th. No one went above. Because it's about the class of talent they're going up against. And it's not about underrating rookies. It's about underrating rookies even as a team who are going up against like these other insane animals in teams like FPX, IG, RNG, EDG. People that have been around longer. So it's about the quality of talent they're up against, not about the quality of talent from Estars, if that makes sense. So anyway, rant over. This is getting back to this. Khan takes just an unnecessary path and gets punished. Third time here for FPX where they've just been caught out uncharacteristically as well. So look, I think the casters on this are very much behind. Stopped by center ulti. Nice. Backing on a control ward. He could have flashed a bit earlier and be safe. Yeah, he could have. But he shouldn't have taken that path to begin with. Khan shouldn't have taken that path to begin with. So now we already see that Estars, like, for the first time in this game, they have a gold lead, right? They've delayed this game enough so that this Cassiopeia is in a good position that the Rumble could catch up. And now, after what was a 50 CS like deficit the whole game, Rumble has caught back up. He's now got the CS lead over the Renekton. So we're starting to see the transition in the top lane where Renekton's starting to become less relevant. Ryze is still big, Aphelios is still big, but nothing's really being done with these leads for FPX. Dragon's coming up, Baron's coming up, and Crine can just solo it. Also has teleport, by the way, and has lost no health and hardly any mana from that. So FPX in front of the Baron, all they can do is clear vision. They know double TP's available. Xiaobai's in the bottom lane because he's in the lane furthest away from Baron because he has TP. My water's gone. PDD's X factor in this team is underrated. Yeah, I agree. PDD finds success. You know, PDD is a successful man and makes success. So, FPX have secured vision around this Baron. And, of course, TP to come through from Crine, just in case. They don't know until they're on Baron, but control ward gets put in the back of the pit. We saw this flag and drag play yesterday into the side of the brush. Obviously, this time, it's better when you clear wards together. So, Estar being, like, super conservative with where they step. They're moving as a unit, which is really, really nice to see. You know, a lot of new teams, like Clearing Vision, get caught out because it's either support or, like, the jungler going to clear these wards without any assistance. Or just place to the map you don't need to be. Crisp, don't tell me. So, Crisp was clearing out Vision as well. They're trying to encroach back into Baron. But the problem is, again, there's no one with him. So, oh, and he misses Dredge line. Stone Plate used very late. And Ultimate burnt. Now, the big pick for Estar, man, they're really punishing through their vision, aren't they? This game about Estar has been punishing FPX through their smart vision control. Like, Tien tries to come in and steal, but he can't. It was that pick that comes through. That's a Felios for you. PDD does know his League of Legends, you're right. So, good miasma. Oh, I don't think that would have gone through anyway. But maybe the miasma changed it? I don't know the interaction there. I don't know the specific interaction there. But Baron for Estar. Just really smart. Pick off of Crisp. They move straight towards Baron. And with a Cassiopeia and a Rumble, don't worry about the center. I mean, this is a relatively quick Baron, right? Cassiopeia, one of the quickest Barons in the game. Good miasma. Tien has to burn his flash. Then they just go back. FPX get the inside track on mid and at least trade a turret, but you've got another Baron on Estar. So another Baron against FPX. Doumbé hasn't really sat in a side lane. And Khan now has to worry about the side lane because, like, he's really gotten to a point where he can't do much. Rumble's got Void Staff. That's 3 items. Spectre's Cowl isn't even finished yet for Khan. So, 2-level lead for Xiaobai. So, he's played this weaker side of the map really well. Right? He's played it really, really well. When will Doumbé start building Lichbane on Ryze? Great question. He's gone Rylai's 4th item, which I like. It is a cute move before from FPX to take mid. But, I mean, at this point, it's like, it's a simple trade because they know that Estars are backing. Like, the Aphelios ult made it so that they could get mid. Half health from everyone. Estar were never going to take that fight straight after Baron. But this is a simple push. Estar grouping after getting the shove in the bottom lane. And look at this. Spotted out. Doumbé spotted. Right? Ward here. Gonna spot Tien. And Estars go. Okay. Run it through mid. Pings for assistance going down. Really good shot calling. Really, really, really good shot calling. This is night and day from yesterday. And I know this looks like a simple move. But just look at the positioning of Estar. They clear the wave. No moves yet. The ward that goes down, they see a lens first. I think they see the lens first. No, instead they see the control ward. It's the same thing. They see a control ward come out, 2 people bot. Because Doumbé can't do it. They know there's 2 people bot. Pings go down, Xiaobai starts moving, Estars make the push like that. And yes, they were waiting for the rest of their minion wave. But it's also the confidence to go, no, now we make the push for sure. Right? Because without Tien flank, without Doumbé possibly coming through on the Realm Warp, that's a free mid lane turret. So the shot calling, really, really clever. Xiaobai joins up as well and like, okay, well, Tien's just, yeah. Real tragedy here is Doumbé losing with Ryze. Yeah, I think there's a lot more to critique than Doumbé this game. I don't think there's really been any side lane pressure from FPX apart from that earlier inner turret and maybe bot side before, but that was a dive at the cost of Baron. So I'm looking at this over and over just because Tien comes through with greedy pathing. He has the tunnel system available. He comes around and they turn for him. He's looking for a flank. But again, Tien just caught out on vision. Buys double control ward when he dies as well. I've never seen Doumbé build stopwatch on Ryze, or rather rarely. He would rather go. He always goes righteous, doesn't he? That's right. He normally goes righteous. But I mean, this game, the AP damage. I mean, the Banshee's Veil was the 3rd item here on Doumbé. The priority usually is that righteous glory, right? With a mixed damage team comp, still the righteous glory for the engage, the ability to like really start the fights as the rise, and the gap close is insane with that item. But it's the Banshee's Veil. It's the fear of the Cassiopeia, the fear of the Rumble, Electro Harpoon, the slow, the follow-up, the CC that comes through from Estars is so hard to deal with. So, yeah. FPX do look disjointed, but you have to give credit to Estar here. Decision-making on point. We talk about good shot calling and bad shot calling in the LPL. I see good shot calling here from Estar, and I think they've really punished FPX's mistakes. And again, there's always two sides of the coin. FPX, like, Tien has not had a great game. Tien has not had a great game. His bottom mid are in a very comfortable position, but it's this constant focus on the top side of the map that hasn't ruined them. Like, it set up Doomby for success, but it's the focus after the fact. It's the Baron call. It's when going for that bottom lane dive was not the right move, where Baron was up and Tien just sacrifices it with a 3-item Rise and an almost 2-3-item Aphelios, which they could have just taken full advantage of. So LWX really hasn't had a chance this game to be in a fight. And now that we're getting to a point where Cassiopeia is unbearable, where Xiao Bai is actually just going to be a monster, I just think that, like, FPX won't have a chance unless LWX gets the perfect ult. Now he has Infernum here. He's burnt out. Crisp is caught out. There's Infernum. Hits one. Who does it hit? Did he? One. Right? It's more like Estar punishing FPX mistakes. Well, yeah. If Xiaobai gets a good equalizer, it basically blows LWX's flash. That's right. But look at this, man. I mean, here comes Infernal Rift. Team fighting right now, even with a Rise and a Aphelios. Oh, you need a miracle. You need, like... You need an Aphelios Infernum ulti on 5. You need Rise to have the freedom to breathe, and Crisp is not tanky enough to allow that. Nor is really Khan at this stage either. Cassiopeia is going to shred through. Wink is at a pretty good stage as well, and especially like if LWX steps up, the range advantage is going to go over to Wink. So, Aphelios without flash is free for J4. How do you survive as FPX? And is the fight going to go long enough where they can utilize the Rise? Well, no. Because if the fight goes long as well, you have a Rumble and a Cassiopeia. So, when I said before it's about execution, it's now just become so much easier for Estar. So, they're just going to wait for this next Baron. They've pushed in a bot. They have the Infernal Soul. On Cassiopeia, that's just so oppressive. On Wink, that burst is insane from one auto. Like, let's watch. We can see how the fight's going to go, right? We know how the fight should go. FPX dead before they even get a chance. They're just proxying each other's waves. And threatening Baron here. Look, without vision, FPX just get absolutely slaughtered. I mean, look at Crisp. Okay. Baron started. Look at this, the Infernal on Baron. Holy shit. Now, Xiaoxi hasn't hit a single hook this game. That's all I'm going to say. There's the big Infernum. But, wow, okay, it's almost like they have tank stats now. And with Wink, they can just go back to Baron. They've got the sustain. Realm Warp mid, but he didn't take the wave. But Doomby did not... Oh, no, he didn't take the wave. Oh, my God. Oh, no. So, Khan waits. Tien's caught out first. Xiaoxi lands his first hook of the game. That doesn't matter. Jarvan hasn't... Yeah, okay. And Wink is big boy. Yeah. No, there's no way. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, nice flash from Wink. Really nice flash from Wink. Holy shit. Deserves that quadra. And when we're looking at the Cassiopeia, let's see how much Cryin actually did. Miasma with the hook that pulls in. Look at that. Look at the coordination there. Miasma's put not in the spot where the hook lands, on the spot where the hook ends up pulling him into. Without the flay. Goes golden. Miasma's still there. Wink is like two-shotting. What happens to Cryin? I think he flash ults. He does. And he gets one. He gets Doomby in the back line. But they shred him. So the flash ult, that wasn't a good play from Cryin. He used quite a lot. But Xiao Bai is still big. It's a rumble, right? Back towards his turret. And then Wink. Holy shit. Infernal on center, right? Big bit of burst. LWX did kill the red wave too. Yeah, he did. And so... What a beautiful fight by Estar. Apart from crying, kind of just jumping in for a quick in. This is why I'm so excited for this team, because this team fights really, really well for a newbie team. For a team that's kind of just been put together, they're really coordinated. Like, they're one of the best team fighting teams after week 1 in the LPL. And I'd say, like, consistently, I will be saying that during the split. And then they go back for their third Baron. So, everyone resets. All you need to know is FPX walk in, they try and clear vision, but as soon as they're spotted out with 3 of Estar, they have to back away. Like, that's full items on Senna, almost Rabadon's on Cassiopeia, the Rumble pretty much full. Like, nice, right? And you know what sucks? Going up against Senna is the most underutilized ability is the Black Mist. The positioning of people is not known. You don't know where Jarvan is. You don't know if he's at the edge of the mist. You don't know if the Thresh is at the edge of the mist. You don't know where people are actually inside that circle and who's going to threaten you. So it's too risky for FPX. Baron gets started here. FPX go. Right, well, we're not getting this anyway. But maybe we can threaten with an Ophelia assault. Tien's like, I might steal. Nah, too late. Quick couple of picks has just ruined the game here for FPX. And Estar, decision-making, really top-notch. Really, really top-notch. Yeah. So, let's talk decision-making again. Remember, you don't know who's at the front. You get an Electro Harpoon because Rumble's at the front. Xiaoxi comes out, you're like, hey, who is that? And Crisp just shouldn't have been there. And the range of Senna right now as well. I mean, they're just doubting how much Wink actually has to play with. So Elder for this team means GG, FPX back off, and essentially just signed the death warrant for game 1. Watch the last fight, because I think Tien was a big cause and effect of this game. Alright, Realm Warp in for the last play, but look at Wink. Like, on top of crying, they're like, yeah, but then wait, Wink. Wait. Senna, baby. Late game Senna. You know, like, sure, Jinx might be better. But fuck me, if you can't touch Senna. Look at that. That was a Renekton. What the fuck? That's a Renekton with armor. Does he have armor? He has a chain vest. Okay, maybe not armor. But... so they Realm Warp for the last play. But with Elder Dragon, boom. First fight, second, boom. Ready? Third. Boom. Wait for Doomby. Boom. Infernal plus Elder. Feels good. And look, they lose 3. I mean, FPX gave him a hot shot at the end, but when Wink is the last target because it's so hard to get to him, and there's so many other damage sources, it just became unwinnable as soon as that game got to an Infernal Soul, as soon as the second Baron got taken, as Crisp and Tien get caught out. Like, look at Wink's damage, man. Xiaobai played weak side pretty darn well. And even though the early game looks pretty good for FPX, like, I just think that there just wasn't enough done, and a couple of big picks that kind of ruined the game for Estar, you know? That Realm was actually amazing. Doomby almost won that. Yeah, like, it wasn't bad. It was like their last effort. And if they weren't so far behind, FPX probably win that. FPX probably win that fight, right? And yeah, Xiaoxi was taking so much aggro. That was a good Realm Warp. That was actually a really good Realm Warp. Like, I don't disagree. I think that if they weren't so far behind, it would have been a fucking great way to balance that game. I'm going to get a quick drink of water and then we're going to get a game 2. Takeaways from that one. It's simple to say Tien. And it's not shot calling of FPX. It's decision making of what they're going to trade. And in that game, like, the dive in the inner turret in the bottom lane made the game. Losing that first Baron, extending it for the Cassiopeia, for the center as well. Like, even though you looked at scaling quite equally with the Rise and Aphelios, it was just the ability for Cassiopeia to keep getting fed. Takeaways, let's go with Chinese. Oh, man. If gold is even, they would have won that. I don't think Estar take that same fight if they didn't feel so far ahead. Yeah. Yeah, no, they wouldn't. But it was Tien deciding to give up Baron and Estar's ability to really just read positioning of FPX and make the play immediately. There was no hesitation from Estars that game. For a new team against FPX, that's impressive. I'm going to get a drink of water. We'll be right back. Yeah, my chair makes a big sound. It's alright. Cool. So far you look at Estar and you go, wow. It wasn't FPX entirely playing bad. It was Estars limiting the options that FPX could make. And it was when FPX made decisions that I guess were kind of bad, Estars capitalized immediately. So, really good shot calling. Sure, blame the chair. Dude, it's the chair. That's too loud to be a fart. You gotta be joking. Right. Xiaobai, again, we talked about this pick. The Mordekaiser, right? Let's continue forward. E-Stars are one thing to note. They're really not worried about giving over the first pick of Felios, even in 10.1. And this is a meta where they remember, Kiana's still quite fed in 10.1. Sorry, fed big. And they're happy to take away something like a Misfortune or a Senna. So, they're not worried about the bottom lane of FPX setting up for success. I mean, well, this game, Misfortune Leona, I mean, they've set themselves up, right? So, let us continue. Krine is back on Cassiopeia. Xiaobai on his other pick of Mordekaiser. And Wei was... I think Wei played quite a lot of Kiana in the first week in their 2 series. So, this was already becoming quite a special pick for Wei. Ooh. Spicy. They're spotted out though. Yeah. Oh, Tien is the one that does it. Because if you curve around here... Oh, okay. No, they got Khan as well. They got Khan. So this is the invade. Krine is going to be crucial in this. Doomby, Nautilus mid, I guess I should have said as well. I don't think this is good for FPX. Oh dear. Oh dear. And Wei just gets like an epic leash. Sick. Sick. Wei gets a very nice leash. Doomby flashes, Khan flashes. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Well, isn't that a bit... That's a really rough start. Tien is slow and is clear. It is a Lee Sin, so you expect, like, it shouldn't be too bad. But he'll be behind about a camp for the first part of this game. Krug up here for Wei. Now, Wei's not going Predator Kiana, he's going Electrocute. Obviously, it's Burst versus Gank Patrol, Gank Pressure. But also, Predator Kiana is just fucking scary. But Electrocute, the ability to trade with the Lee Sin. Don't forget who's gone Conqueror. Doomby Aftershock mid Nautilus. That's what he likes. Now, we should talk about what that actually means. Losing those flashes. So, Doomby flash and Khan flash. Now, Wei has himself a Cassiopeia and a Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser's going to get shoved in by Khan. For Krine against this mid lane Nautilus, I mean, remember the bonus against Nautilus is that Nautilus can't really trade through the wave unless it's Riptide. Unless you're in close proximity. Nautilus gets outranged by Cassiopeia, and this can be actually pretty good for Krine. Who plays Predator Kiana? I think we saw one out of Ning, and we saw... let's keep it LPL specific. Go Ning. Ning or Lei Yan? Ning, Lei Yan. Who else played Kiana jungle in the first week? Did Haro? I think Haro played Rexo. I've seen Predator Kiana jungle. Trust in me. Trust in me. Trust in me. I want you both to trust in me. Okay? Are you trusting? Good. I will, after this, remind me. I'll have a look. I don't think I'm mistaken on this one. I've seen Predator Kiana jungle. It would, no, but not at the moment. Not at the moment. You're not going to see Kiana jungle at the moment anyway. But in the 10.1 patch, 10.2, I've seen Predator Kiana jungle. Like, electrocute for trading, sure, but the point of Predator Kiana is, like, it's just such a fucking huge gank threat. If you come in with ice, you just run at the mid laner, right? Especially doing beat like this. I've seen Predator release as well. Now, that I haven't seen, but that's kind of fun. So, as we were talking about before, the mid lane flash being down is big. The top lane flash being down is big as well. Wei has himself a bit of information towards that top side. Sees that blue buff's gone, sees that Gromp's gone as well, and goes, okay, Scuttle's still there. Lee Sin not positioning for it. He's gone straight to his red on bottom side. Blue not done by Wei just yet. He's cleared all of top side in a Predator-like jungle clear. He's then gone towards the top side. Khan has a pushing wave and is massively, massively out of position here. And look at that. This is nice. It's really nice to see just small things like that. Death Grasp. Watch it. Hits Khan, uses Death Grasp, and there's the parry. The riposte. Sick. Good pathing. Wei gets information before he makes the gank. Now, it could have just been Tien waiting in like the lane, going for a lane gank, but it's less of a risk. Like, nobody has played Predator Kiana in the LPL. Well, then I'm wrong. Okay, let's talk about this. I'm happy to call myself wrong on that one. If you haven't seen Predator Kiana, let me know. Go look at other leagues. Tell me if I'm wrong there too. Let's talk about this. This is nice. There's a thing of beauty. Wei sees there's no one towards the top side. Both camps are gone. Khan pushes out, like I said. Big wave. The Death Grasp is used to draw out the parry. And then Wei comes in. Now, Wei burns a flash. Xiaobai doesn't. First blood goes to the Kiana jungle. And that's worth Lee Sin catching up to a camp. But having seen that, what is the response? Straight away, from red. Now, you got to assume Lee Sin was going for Scuttle here, but instead goes straight towards the blue buff. So triple buff for Tien. And that's the trade. Tien goes for Gromp, clears it out fully. Instead of going towards Scuttle, heads towards bottom side. Now, he's on a ward here, but because of the stun, comes right in. Xiaoxi gets hit hard, and yeah. So, always has to be a trade. And a good team like FPX, you'll always see that their trades are pretty clean, right? Even after good information was taken, good information was taken by Wei, Tien just goes, cool, blue, Gromp, how's the wave looking bot? How's the wave looking bot? Is it pushing in? Or is it pushing back out towards FPX? It's pushing towards FPX. Right? So they step up. They have to approach the wave. They've got a ward there. They then see Lee Sin, but Crisp straight away goes, as soon as they see Lee Sin, look. Boom, forward. And then they commit. Gravitum, Winter's Bite, and the damage that comes through from Lee Sin as well. Super quick trade. Really nice. So there we go. There's a 1-for-1. Now, FPX, the kill goes onto LWX. That's kind of the difference here. It's Kiana versus LWX, because realistically in that match up top, like, even with a kill onto the Mordekaiser, you're not going to get too much of a result, but in this bottom lane where it's quite fickle, where like Wink and Xiaoxi can fall behind and the Aphelios can take over, LWX and Chris are in a really good position. Wei comes down to respond. Now, he hasn't got Mobies, he hasn't got boots, but he walks directly bot. In case a dive comes through here onto Wink. So this is nice. There's another part of shadowing as a jungler that a lot of teams don't do, is even after the kill, it's more about protecting Wink than getting any result, right? Goes back towards his blue side of the map. His blue's gone. He realizes that. Goes to his wolves. But FPX have a really good read on his pathing here. Scuttle going to be taken by Tien. But he wasn't spotted here. They're going... Tien knows that the only camp left up is wolves, and Wei's going to go either Gromp or he's going to look for his next available camp. That is wolves, right? He comes over, he steals wolf, and then walks away. Wei's threatened out, and he will just go back to farming, but it's just that steal that pushes him ahead. Now, Tien was already ahead because he got triple buff. So even though the kill comes through and there is more gold on Wei, Tien has been farming better. He's at least in. He's going to farm better. But he also helps get that kill in the bottom lane, shoves up a bit of CS, and before he took the Gromp and blue buff, and then goes and takes the big wolf off of Wei. So Wei is about even in gold now and is getting denied minions. And also getting tracked pretty well. Tien right now just like following up like he has a ghost pattern. Goes back to his own jungle while Krugs are getting done for the second time around for Wei. Predator Kiana I think was Rune's Doomby would pick. Yes it is, sorry. Mid Kiana. Mid Kiana had Predator to reiterate myself before. So a lot of pressure here on the Wei. And Tien is like, now he's just farming like a monster. Back to get double longsword. Wei still trying to do the rest of his clear. Gets up the Gromp in the second respawn. Heads towards bot lane. But it's pushing against. So a lane gank trying to come through here from Wei. Oh, did they see him? Pings are going down. Pings are coming down. They know, I don't know if they're spotted out by vision. I don't know if this is spotted out by vision or not. But that was, they know. And so Tien's here. And of course when you have, look, when you have dragons sitting there, and when you have bottom lane so fickle. And remember I said before, like, Wink and Chelsea would be in a bit of trouble. There is a 10 CS lead because it is Misfortune versus this fucking champion, Leona. But kill makes up the difference. And there's a massive minion wave pushing. So LWX is pretty even in this lane. Actually, come to think of it. Control ward. Probably a mistake. I think LWX wanted to use a pot. Oh no, that control ward was crisp. Okay. So really good read here from FPX. We should check in with mid lane, see what's going on. It looks like Cryan literally just ran out of mana. Wanted to come back to lane. Doesn't TP to lane. Is willing to sacrifice the CS so he has teleport for the bot lane play. Doomby TP to the wave before. Didn't he? Where is he? Look on the left. Doomby TPs to the wave mid. And then Cryan TPs once he TPs. Sorry, Cryan backs once he TPs, right? This game is basically a Fiora tunnel game. Yeah, it's always going to be in that matchup, isn't it? I mean, like, Fiora versus Mordekaiser is always going to be that way. Because the ability to trade and literally walk out of the Mordekaiser's passive is great. Plus, you can stop the Death Realm, you know? 20 CS up in the top lane. Bottom lane has CS even plus the kill on Aphelios. And Tien's been shadowing this whole time towards bot after taking Krugs. Tien's still got a massive lead in this jungle. Okay, Tien's got a decent lead because of the kill. And after the wave gets shoved in, FPX could look for dragging down bot because they have priority because Doomby was able to shove mid while Cryan walks back to lane. Remember saving the TP for the fight, but like FPX just won't let them fight. So that's a free mountain to start. So the out macros there. Oof. Crying flashes for the Doomby ult. Tien comes in again, and look, invading begins again. Now, they can't take this. Even though the Cassiopeia ults up and Doomby's isn't, like, the kick is just going to be so fickle. So fickle? So important. Look at this little fight. Yeah. It's just so aggressive from FPX. The mid and the top lane priority escalates into a red buff invade. And this game, Wei has had one buff. He's had one buff. He's had red. He just lost his red. The second red goes over to Tien. Because they just have to leave. The Cassiopeia doesn't want to challenge it. The mid lane wave's getting shoved in again. So, like, this is the power of Nautilus, right? And Doomby essentially just presses E. And the wave with the help of W is gone. Top lane was always shoved in. So Khan moves there as well. And 3 versus 3 is not going to favor Estars. It's just such a hard fight to win. Even with like the Mordekaiser ult and everything. And so then we're left with the 2v2 in the bottom lane, and what is the result of it, right? So Zenith Blade, Shield of fucking Daybreak. But cleanses, pushes up with Infernum, gets the Infernum ult, but only onto Xiaoxi. And has to flash away. But does this draws the TP. TP from Cryan. And that is just... That's not what you want. Doomby roams down. Cryan is stuck in limbo. And Cryan's going to take away the blue from Wei because he bloody needs it. And meanwhile, Tien's like, that's some cool chaos. That's a teleport used. That's a bit more pressure. That is gone off the map for Estars. And Tien picks up Herald. And that's also because of top lane priority again, right? Because the Mordekaiser is losing this lane to the Fiora. And Tien is just able to exert that control over the Rift Herald. So already a Dragon, Herald, 2 buff steals for FPX. They're 1,000 gold or 800 gold ahead for a pretty good reason here. Doomby's doing fine into this matchup. And... you know, that mid lane gank before that essentially Doomby ulted for gave him the flash of the Cassiopeia. So, big Nautilus. Aphelios in an okay position. Has actually fallen behind that CS amount. Should catch up. But still, I'm not worried. If an Aphelios is like keeping up with the Misfortune in lane, like, I'm pretty impressed. Fiora is one of Khan's favorite champions. It is. It is. And he looks pretty damn good on it, let me just say. His KDA is quite insane. I think I showed you before. It's like a really good KDA for his Fiora so far. Even with FPX, you know, losing out. So Khan is ahead 20 CS. Mid is ahead by a decent amount. Bot is almost even. And FPX have control of both sides of the river. Now, Estar got a couple of control wards to kind of move in, but I still say control of the river is mostly going to FPX, just because mid is always shoved. Cassiopeia just receives the wave under a turret, and look, what enables FPX? The ability to shove mid and roam, whether it's top or bot. And with Khan in the roster, they've changed to a lot of the times setting it up for top. Right? So they sacrifice bot, but they've got a Rift Herald top lane. So there's no doubt in my mind that top goes first. Khan gets a gold, Nautilus shares, and Tien gets some as well. Top side of the map here for FPX is very IG-esque. It's very set up to succeed, while the bottom lane is fending for themselves. And even here, with like the Herald getting another charge, I mean, the pressure is massive here. Like, Khan is going to be big. And then LWX and Crisp just move mid. And they make a really quick rotation. So straight away, The bot play hasn't happened yet. Well, actually, they've seen Kiana, but the bot play hasn't happened yet. Top hasn't happened yet, and this is the communication with FPX. Bot backs away like that. And they go straight towards the mid lane while 2 minions die there to push it out. So, the Fiora tunnel is set up, right? So, decision making back on point for FPX. Really crisp rotations, really smart plays. Bot set up to succeed. Doomby on the Nautilus has had a pretty fine time. And now, LWX and Crisp join the rest of the team, especially for around Dragon. But, hold the phone. So they walk over wards, and they think they're fine. But Chelsea goes, LWX is here. And too late. And he's dead. So, then suddenly, we have to be negative again and say, LWX, what business do you have backing there? When Crying's mid, when Chelsea's just walked over a ward, and you have no idea where Wei is. You're thinking, well, I've got a ward topside thanks to Khan. He's probably not there, because I can't see him pathing anywhere towards Krugs or near Khan. Raptors, is it up? Well, not sure. What are the timing on my camps? Like, that's a super greedy back. And that's around Dragon. Now, Estars go, we get a free Dragon. TN trying to cut his losses, go towards the top side, but LWX, that was just, he thought he was fine backing there when he knew Chelsea was in River. Just a super, super greedy back. Good, still a good trade from it. I mean, like, TP used here to get the turret. I think that's fine. Especially after using LWX. It's about cutting your losses, right? And look, fucking Nautilus mid. He's got a proto belt. Xiaobai does not like him. So, inner turret does go down. But, you know what? There's still a decently sized Kiana in jungle. She's behind by CS, but those 2 kills make up for it. Plus, their bottom lane is actually in a really good position. Once again, Wink and Chelsea are kind of built on to succeed here. They got a bit of turret plating. They've got their first item. Almost stone plate here. So that pick-off against LWX, it's not the end of the world because of how FPX traded, but it is just something that shouldn't happen. But because of that trade, look, Fiora's able to get Ravenous. Protobelt was already there for Doomby. Like, mid and top this game are pretty massive. This Nautilus is just going to pop someone. Wink is not going to have a good time. And playing literally front to back here is going to be super easy, where Khan just comes in and has the time of his life. I mean, like, look at this. Like, there you go. The ability to dive on this FPX team is paramount. Really proactive. Really proactive while... Look at the warding. Spotted there. They know when Estars are going to rotate. And they have vision of 4 members mid. Cheeky ward here in the lane. Even without the minion wave. They know jungle, AD. Here's mid. Oh, here's Chelsea. Oh, we're fine. They can make that play, no problem. They can go to bottom lane. Now, they're looking for turret here. But then they see Xiaobai and they go, let's wait. Death Grass comes through. And that's, like, really nice hook. Information through wards. And now it's a long lane through both top and bottom. Yes, LP. Long lanes for Fiora. You guys ever had chicken when you haven't eaten all day? You've had a roast chicken from your grocer? That's what it's like to be a Fiora in these long lanes. 30, 40 CS up. The Ravenous Hydra makes dueling so oppressive. I'm expecting a Black Cleaver, or probably on this team. Do the Trinity. Do the Trinity Force against this fucking Mordekaiser. He's gonna hate it. Oh, God. So with such a big mid-game brewing, FPX are just going, right? Doombee's massive. Wink is just going to die. I just don't know when. And so, Estars are pushed really on the defensive here. What is this? Forces the flash out of LWX. Worth. Shoutzy has some good moments. That's worth. Absolutely worth. Dragon's up in 40 seconds. LWX does not have flash. Now, Petrifying Gaze is up. Ultimate from Kiana's up, which is going to be his biggest fear. He doesn't have Cleanse. All these ultimates matter. Solar Flare not being there is also kind of big, but not as big as not having flash on an 80 carry of FPX. So, Estars, even while losing this turret and going down 3,000 gold, they've opened up a possibility in the next fight. That's what matters here for this team, is opening up possibilities against FPX before they snowball out of control. Because they're not going to be able to deal with this side lane of Khan. And this game's going to go on and on and on. And Khan is going to become oppressive as fuck. Right? And Doombee is going to make it so that the mid game is unplayable because Wink, Cryin, or even if Xiaobai joins the fight, can't survive. So you have an opening in the flash of LWX, right? I agree, Triforce is better. But then Shoutzy, is he caught out? No. They really want to commit for this. They're trying to commit for Wink. Ends up being Shoutzy. That's a weird interaction, isn't it? Look at the Zenith Blade in Dredge Line. That's perfect. Perfect. So Tien's there. LWX spotted around the side. And they think they can burst him, but I mean, Shoutzy, it's a Leona with W available with Aftershock and with Chain Vest and Negatron Cloak. Now, I mean, like, Khan getting this is brings it all back. But Tien just jumps into his death. Nothing more to say about that. Khan is huge. I told you Khan's huge. I mean, that's a double kill to the Fiora, who actually now, I don't think he needed to run out there. I think Khan was fine. Cryin has no ult. But he runs away anyway. I really don't think he needed to. Bit of miscoordination there. Runs away. Wei doesn't have ult. No one has ult here. FPX have a fed Fiora. And it's a 3 versus 4. And health bars probably not going to matter because Khan's still here. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Nope. That's a 4-on-1 Fiora. I don't care if it comes close as a fight. As FPX, I take that. Wouldn't you all? Hello from the UK. Hey, I am Affectionate. Welcome. We're on game 2 of FPX and Estars. And so Khan didn't need to jump out. I'm coming back to it. I don't think Khan needed to jump out. But Cryin is big here. Wink goes forward. Flashes away. Gets the double up. Wei jumps through, kind of gets baited there. Yeah. Now, Misfortune versus Aphelios in this fight. Wink and Cryin, best team fighters. You know, some of the best team fighters in this league already. And they lead Estar, so makes sense they're the last 2 available. But Khan is big. Oh my god, Khan is massive. If Wink goes back in. Oof. That's good. Wink. Wink. Oh my god. Okay. Alright. You still take that. Because in the end, like, the trade is quite even. Because, well, not really. It's 1 in favor of FPX. But Tien went down at the start of the fight. Doombee and LWX joined death in the middle. Wink survived. And he's now actually able to threaten this. So because the 80 carries here, he can threaten this. Wei's coming in shortly as well. And just Tien alone needs a steal or he just leaves. But the point of that fight is to take away that... Look at Fiora. From Phage to Trinity Force. How do you deal with that side lane? Wink is a man. Wink is a lad. How do you deal with this side lane? Oh my god, no. Oh dear lord, no. Oh no, it begins. So he moves straight. He's going bottom lane anyway, because Xiao Bai is going to path here. You know that if the Mordekaiser's here, he's going bot, right? Kryan's already spotted mid. The Cassiopeia is going to catch the top wave. Xiao Bai's going here. Khan wants to match him. He's 2 levels ahead of Khan, Xiao Bai. And then, I don't even think Xiaoxi's spotted on a ward, is he? Oh, he is. He's backing on a ward. Okay. Not the worst, but you just gave another kill over to Khan. Alright. Well, that sucks, doesn't it? Good ult here from Wink just to clear the wave. Always worth when you see Misfortunes clear wave with their ultimates. Remember that Make It Rain is actually not that long of a cooldown when you put it next to other ultimates. So that's fine. Chelsea with a greedy back at the time. I mean, greedy backs, yeah, sure. You can't deal with that side lane of Fiora. Agreed. Agreed. Look at this. This is already the pressure starting here. And FPX, their ability to play through it now is going to be insane. So, Khan threatens attention from 3 people at least. Because this Fiora can 1v2. This Fiora can destroy Mordekaiser, and he never wants to take her to the Death Realm. So there's never going to be a Death Realm. Because Xiao Bai loses that every time. And I've just started the video again. That's always nice, isn't it? Xiao Bai loses that every time, doesn't he? Where are we at? Feels good, man. I love when buttons do exactly what you want them to. So we're back where we were. Apologies for that. So, Death Realm's never going to exist, right? Like, Death Realm here is never going to exist. Because you're not going to use it. And it's going to get parried anyway. Morden Cryan might win the 1v2. Yeah, I mean, Fiora has no MR. Fiora has no armor. But the problem is this Ravenous. There's no healing reduction here. And I just fear that, like, Khan with Grand Challenge will be unkillable. Maybe in a 1v2, a well-played 1v2. All about the parry. And if he's dealing with the Cassiopeia, you know, how does the Miasma come down? And how does the Petrifying Gaze come down as well, right? Mord needs 1 item first. That is true. He does need 1 item. He needs 1 item to even think about it. He's 60 CS down, 50, 60 CS down. And just look at this, like, Fiora pushes out bot, then goes top. And Mord's like, well, who's going to match this? So Estars, again, decision making. I've been complimenting it, and I will here too. They say, we can't deal with Fiora, let's put them on the clock, let's challenge this. Fiora has TP. But Khan pushes out waves pretty damn fast, so they say, we're going to dive. Way with the big ulti. LWX still doesn't have flash. Remember, we talked about it before. That flash burnt by Xiaoxi with his ulti means a lot. LWX still doesn't have it. Ulti comes through. Right? Here comes wave. Boom. Ulti to come through. Cleanses. Now has the flash. Now, that flash was meaningful, but the problem is the follow-up here. Where's the follow-up? Doom will be brought into the Death Realm and almost just fucking dies in it. Aphelios ult, by the way. Nice. Okay. So he dies, doesn't he? Yep. Cool. At this point, Khan wasn't really needed. But he came down anyway. He TP'd to the turret. But the end of the play was already there, so it didn't matter. But now with that TP, he exerts pressure mid, and he moves into Baron. And through the side wave, and making difficult decisions for Estars, this game's over. This game is so damn over. Khan is too big to deal with. And the thing is, like, from Estars, I like that decision. But if they're going to commit to it, they need to go all out. They need to commit to killing LWX and making the dive happen. Because you get Solar Flare, and then you get Supreme Display of Talent on LWX, who doesn't have Flash, who just gets Cleanse. And then it's about the follow-up, right? Like committing all in. Hello, Snakebite. I know who you are now. It's about going all in, right? So, review with me. Feel free to put your thoughts, right? Because this is like, this is almost controversial because of how Estars played it out. They can't deal with Khan. And the problem here is that Khan is so hard to match. You clear waves, but Khan's going to dive you. He doesn't need Flash. Khan's going to dive you. Xiaobai can't match him. So they make the call, let's group and pressure mid, while the wave in the top lane isn't even up to where the tier 2 was. Where we can threaten the fight as well. Solar Flare first. Doesn't cleanse it, because he's fine with Crisp. Doomby pulls in Xiaobai, who tries to go for LWX. Right? And he does grasp him with the ult from Wei, but Tien's just there. And the problem is, like, there's no full commitment. Because it's just a Brom. It's just, you just can't deal with the Brom. You can't get past him. Because the rest of the team are like, we should hit LWX, but we can't. And there's also a part of, like, do they actually have the damage for this yet? Xiaobai's so far behind, he doesn't do much. He gets absolutely slammed by Doomby. And forced into the Death Realm. And then just in these small chokes. They come through. What's the kick like from Lee Sin? Let's find out. Kicks Wei. Wei can't follow up on LWX as well. They played that pretty well. They effectively guard LWX's positioning. Well said, LP. Well said. They do. They really, really do. Like, they play this so damn well. They negate any turret dive. And then they just turn back around with Khan still like, okay, I don't need to go top. I'll take the fight again. Another double for the Fiora. And look at the Brom shield here once again. You want to ult Wink? He knows he's going to die. I'm going to ult. Doesn't matter. Baron, even at low health. Doomby can zone. Alright, that's game. There's no way Estar ever come back from this. They need a miracle play. Now, I could eat my words with this. LWX, remember, has Flash but used Cleanse in the last play. Brom gets in front of him. Their objective to kill LWX is finally done. What did they use? They use Flash, ult, Flash. So, 2 big flashes down. Ultimate down as well. They then followed up with Chris. That's huge. The team that just got Baron is big. But now, what do we have to worry about? With Estars doubling down in the mid lane and focusing all of their attention down towards FPX's, I guess, weakness, which is anywhere but Khan. Because FPX, you know, like across the map, they're not that fed. They're not as big as this Fiora. With a Baron Fiora, who is, yeah, that's right, almost Flame Horizoning. Right now, those 2 picks mean Bubkiss. Tien's going to go help out Khan. He's like, okay, 2v1. With Baron, doesn't matter. Gets turret, dodges away from Death's Grasp. Khan's level 16. He can walk away. FPX don't care about, you know, the potential of Ocean Soul yet. Because it's not going to matter. So turret goes down. And we're kind of really accelerating this game, aren't we? They're running out of options. They're getting really desperate from Estar to slow down this snowball that's being influenced by the top lane and really the rest of positioning of FPX. 10 comes through. Nice ward hop. Was it a ward hop? No, it's just Sonic Wave. And then they just turn it around. They thought they had Doomby, but the problem is after shotgun Doomby on a Nautilus that's still building AP, still has HP, and is still tanking. He has a Zhonya's. That was never going to work. Getting desperate is what I'll coin it as. Cryan's here. Oh, wait. Cryan's not here. Triple for Lee Sin. Now, resources are starting to get spread across the map for FPX. And what does that mean? That means that now, because of the results of the top lane and because of the early game for this Fiora and that one big fight, FPX are winning all across the board. Like, look at this. 1 by 1 they go in. Doomby in the Death Realm. I'm not even sure this is going to work out. Even if he kills him, it's a 1-for-1. Yep. Okay. 4 people dead. Baron. Khan's now grouped. Oh, you want to see a 1v3? Do it. Let's go. Oh, he doesn't have Grand Challenge. Okay. He used it in the last fight. So, Inhibitor goes mid. Inhibitor open top. And it's just a nice turn. Like, they thought they had Doomby, but they had no vision towards the top side. Control Ward was put there after the fact. They had no vision on top side, and Inhibitor was there. It was foolish to think that they could get Doomby. But again, they're running out of options. Estars are being exhausted in this game too. And then I think this is where the level of inexperience comes through just that little bit, where you get backed into a corner and your composition has maybe one or two ways out, and FPX can just play through their side lanes, right? Like through Khan here. And they have so many more options on the board. This way, Estars are like, okay, we have to try and make this play. Like that mid lane play you saw there was them running out of options and going, we have to make the decision. It's not poor decision making. It's just FPX putting them into their box. That makes sense? Like FPX is putting them where they want them. And that's why Estars are cornered into a really unfavorable position. Now, they want to kill Khan. They need to stop Khan. Khan's just been pushing top the whole time. That's 1 versus 2. Good ulti. Right? He flashes because he used Grand Challenge before. Who did he use it on? Oh, he uses it onto Wei, but he doesn't want to go back in. And they kill him eventually. Wink flashes. That's a big 1,000 gold shutdown. That's massive. But because, I mean, it takes so much to kill him, including the ult of Kiana, by the way, they open up yet another inhibitor turret. So now the base is bare. And they can't kill them on the exit either. They all leave. They're all out. Xiaoxi tries to clean up some of the mess, but it's done. Yeah, FPX is cornering them into bad decisions. Yeah, exactly. They're baiting them into the things that are their way back in, but in suboptimal in how it plays out, because FPX are dictating everything, yes. This is more of the FPX that we know. This is more of the FPX from the World Championship. Now, I'm not saying, like, they didn't force G2 into a corner. Oh, I shouldn't make that statement if I haven't looked back. But they are essentially putting Estars in unfavorable positions constantly, where Estars have to make suboptimal plays. And Khan is going to continue doing that. He's got a Spirit Visage. Now, Xiaobai can never touch him. Xiaobai actually loses all trades. And he was before anyway with the 3-level difference. But now it's like there will not be any damage done. So Khan's only fear is running out of mana, which will not happen. And this is going to be the last fight because Wei comes in for the flank. Wei has ult. But who do they catch? They catch Xiaoxi. And they just roam up first. Sonic Wave onto Wink. And look, there's the threat of the Lee Sin. Comes through. Kicks. Returns back to the fight. Xiaoxi eventually dies because the burst damage coming through from Doomby now is really massive. Ultimate lands a bit short there onto Wink. But look at LWX. I mean, like, he's not afraid of anyone. Like, he pushes out Wei. He walks into the rest of the fight. And now he's having a good time. Tian can die, but do you really care? I mean, look, Khan's going to get one of them. Yep, Khan gets this. He'll chase Wei. And Doomby's just running. Okay. Well, they're looking for a Nautilus. They won't catch him. But they will make a Desperation Baron. You can already see it. Oh, never mind. Khan's TP'd in. Help. I think Khan just turns on Xiaoxi if he comes in. Honestly. Oh, Wei's there. Hello, Wei. I actually would be... I'd be fearing 1v3. Yep. Oh, he dodges. Okay. Khan has demanded 4 people. Let's look at the rest of the team coming up. It's about who gets there first. No one. Alright. Well, Khan just died for kind of nothing. Now, Estars are empowered. They're only behind 8,000 gold. So big ults like that, big catches onto Tien. I mean, that's... Hang on. That is actually 2 big picks, right? Is the second Vamp... I think the second Vamp Scepter on Khan's meant to be a Bloodthirster. I wouldn't be surprised. So, Estars get fucking Baron. What? So Khan demands attention for the inhib he took, but that's nowhere near worth it. Who gets the shutdown? Is it Wink again? No, it's Wei this time. There's so much gold given over by this Fiora. And LWX and Crisp were going to move up to rotate. They couldn't do anything mid. So then Inhibitor for a kill, and then Tien dropping a ward to see where Estar is just doesn't respect the speed and the movement speed that's actually just coming out from Estar as a group. And they get a free Baron when they have no business even playing this game still. So the game goes on with a Cassiopeia once again, with a Misfortune, with a Mordekaiser that needs resources. So it's so uncharacteristic for Tien. Like, this has been a much better game from him, but he gets caught out again. Just like game one. That's not Tien. Tien makes really calculated decisions and works really well between side lanes. From what I remember, this game was not closed cleanly by FPX. Yeah. I mean, it seems like right now it's Khan, right? Okay, this pick will change everything. Like, Xiao Bai is like trying to waste time, and that's fine. Cassiopeia now has to back. But it's simply just going to be the wave, because like Estars can back comfortably. They got the Baron buff. Nothing can really happen from that pick. So Baron, instead of being used aggressively by Estar, if it was ever going to be, is now just going to be used in the defense of Khan and everyone else from FPX. But they had no business getting anywhere near that Baron. FPX bot went up to contest that 1v4, then backed off. Yeah, because FPX bot thought, alright, Khan can survive that long, but Wink is actually really fed. And by the way, Sanguine Blade picked up by Khan. So 1v1, unkillable. I remember Sanguine Blade is so overpowered in a 1v1. But if another champion joins, then it's literally like the stats are wasted. So Khan really putting into consideration how much he's going to destroy Xiao Bai. Khan walks top, moves down immediately after seeing the whole team mid. Ult from Philios does nothing. Chris tries to block. LWX is here, hasn't really been touched. Wei jumps onto him. Yeah, okay. Alright. They put everything into LWX still. That's fine. Khan then shows, and they have no ultimates to use for this Fiora. Oh my god. Look at the riposte. Riposte the Cassiopeia ult. Now, FPX, like, still gonna lose this fight. But Khan is trying so damn hard to fucking carry this. Jumps onto Wink. Riposte. Walks back away. Wink had a pretty decent ult as well. They used a lot for LWX. Tien and Chris kind of helped him out. He has to flash. They do get Wei. But Wei is separated and made enough space for FPX that by the time they get back into the fight, they've got low health bars. And Estars still have a shitload of damage. That riposte did save his life. And Khan's like, look at Khan go. He's going to get double inhib. Ocean Soul for Estar for double inhib. I don't think he can get triple. No. So he walks away. Ocean Soul though. Cassiopeia, Ocean Soul. I mean, they're just... Estars are playing these fights really, really well. Even with the Doomby ult that was great in the backline. Like... really good coordination in protecting Wink and Cryan. I mean, I think Xiaoxi's playing a lot better than he was in the LMS. And even Xiao Bai's duty is to protect the backline. Like, that was decent. That was a decent fight, but FPX, like, I have to say, the decision to re-engage there from the bottom lane and Tien when they had no health, they just thought Wink wouldn't hurt them. And Wink hurt them. Wink is big. So they get a turret. The gold is only 3,000 now. And Khan in the side lane is still the biggest deal, but it's less so when you consider that Xiao Bai is getting to the point where he can survive longer for the team to come, and that Khan now needs to kind of rely on his team helping him a bit more in the side lane. Like, look, here we go. Here's a 1v2. Still does a crap load of damage. Wei is, like, in amazing amounts of trouble. So Wei's dead. So already Khan has pretty much won this fight for them. And Misfortune ult does nothing. And Khan joins with the rest of them, and that's probably going to be game. So how does this come about? Doombee's ults are big. AP Nautilus, big boy. Death Realm for Xiaobai. Walks up for Doombe. Is there any vision there? There is vision on where FPX are. So Xiaobai knowingly walked into it. Xiaoxi there to help as well. I mean, Xiaoxi was trying to help and get the kill onto Khan in the bottom lane. And they just thought with a Kiana and a Leona, they could deal with Khan. I mean, I don't know what the thought process there is from Estar, but it's like they threw a play in the air when they really didn't have to force anything. They just had to catch the wave from Khan and leave it at that. Like, so... Oh, that was nice. That was nice. Nautilus hitbox, right? Nautilus hitbox. Oh, good kick from Tian. Yeah. After those 3 picks, I mean, after committing so much to try and kill this Fiora, instead of looking to turn the rest of the fight, FPX just won. You know, Wink's basically able to free hit 24/7, and Wink's in a poor position. He is. He wasn't able to do anything in that last fight. FPX should have won this game way sooner. So props to Estar for actually making it go that long. But, man, I'm really worried about these moments with Tian just getting caught out. Like, and also, like, while Khan is having some good games, there's also moments where he pushes it to the extreme where he doesn't have to. We saw in IGFPX when he was playing Camille that that he was backing in a super stupid spot. And essentially, the game was lost off of that play. So Khan, while he is, like, you know, the successor of that second game, he did a couple of things that almost hurt it just as severely when he's so far ahead. Those shutdowns went across, and I mean, there's just so much gold to give over, especially to Wink. So we're going to game 3. And what we've learnt so far is that Tien is having an off series. Tien is having an off LPL so far. He did the same thing in IG. Tien is still a great jungler, but there's just these moments that he shouldn't be making. Like, getting caught out in positions that he's thinking that resets are not as quick as they are. And Estars are getting on the map quicker than he expects. I vaguely remember hearing that FPX had one of the biggest breaks for an LPL team and came back somewhat rusty. Khan in a nutshell, pushing to extremes when he doesn't have to. Yeah. It's interesting, isn't it? Alright, let's go through this third and final game. We've got LWX Kaiser. That's hype. Crisp is back on Nautilus. Doombe on Mordekaiser. Khan on Camille. Camille Fiora. He's played the most so far. Xiaobai, look, team fighting again around these objectives. You know, like, longer drawn out fights here for FPX seem to be the way to go. But also, like, there's a decent amount of pick potential there. But man, I mean, like, this is a really strong mid game from Estars. But late game, if this goes the distance, I mean, FPX will have that full-on wombo, and I think Doombe will just be unstoppable. But Estars, like, have a really strong presence around these early dragons, as well as, like, those level 6, level 11 spikes are going to be massive. You know, like, on top of each other, right? So, one and only Crisp. That's a cute sign. Look at that. Bottom left. That's cute. Yeah, it is Khan in a nutshell, isn't it? Okay. So, Colonel says, yeet. Good on the Colonel. Fleet footwork on Camille instead of Conqueror. Okay. Going into the cannon lane. I mean, that does make a bit of sense. Jungle starts. Yes, please. Leash for blue on bot side. Of course, Kiana. And topside leash, actually, from Xiaobai for blue. What's the path here for Wei? He's going straight towards red. Now, we've seen a lot of Jarvans do this, and we saw this yesterday out of XX. It'll just be the blue to red to see what's available on the map, especially like bot or mid lane gank in this situation, and hit that level 3 early. And Tien just pretty much doing the same clear as last time, except in reverse. He's left Gromp. He's going towards top side. Now, there is a ward that spots... Does it spot him? I don't think it does. It doesn't. It doesn't. He's not spotted on that ward from Doomby. But... look at the Rumble. Rumble ward. Yeah. Rumble spots Kiana. So now, you have information on Tien. Wei goes in for the invade. Like, that's a good start from Wei. To Gromp for the ability to come through behind the FPX turret. Now, this is very much, look at Cryan already moving. This is an FPX play. This is like take your own medicine. Doomby gets shoved in because Rumble is going to shove naturally. That's what Rumble does. Threatens bot side. And FPX know this play all too well. FPX understand this game they're playing. And even though it's a Nautilus, he's level 1. And Wink and Shousey just get priority in the lane. Now, they come back in thinking it's okay. But, the dive begins. No flashes burnt. Ignite used out of Shousey for flash ignite from Crisp. Doomby teleports in. But here comes the Rumble, who's holding a minion, and oh my god. Wait, I'll stop clapping. Now, I remember watching this, and my thoughts were, holy fuck, Estars are going to win game 3. Dude. Juggling of aggro is nice. Shousey hits. Takes the Zenith Blade. Who starts it first? Shousey, right? No, it's Wei. Is it Wei? No, it's Shousey. It's Shousey. He knows he's going to die, sticks with it, just on the edge. God, it's fucking hard to see with everyone around it. Yeah. It has to be Shousey. And then Wink takes up aggro, walks out, Wei takes 1, 2, comes in, Cryan starts it, takes aggro, then flashes out. So, the coordination for the AoE to hit at the same time was nice. Yeah, well said. So, teleport's expended here, which means that Cryan can choose to keep pushing mid, or they can make this play. This is obviously the harder choice, but the smarter choice. LWX and Crisp are level 2 each. Shousey and Wink are level 3. Now, that is a big difference, because LWX, as you can see, has W and Q. He doesn't have E. He doesn't get the attack speed steroid, nor can he kite around. Now, same with Crisp. What does he have? I'm guessing E. W? No, he has W and Q. He doesn't have the Riptide to slow them down. So it's a really intelligently telegraphed play from Estars. And you're right, look at the... What's Shousey? Let's go each perspective, right? Hits LWX as he flashes, so he follows him. He tanks turret, dies, does the damage, and essentially enables Wink to pick up that kill, if only just. Wink the whole time is just having a ball. He heals Shousey as well. And gives him that extra moment to tank. And then Wink comes back in while Cryan's tanking. Now, what's Cryan doing the whole time? Cryan literally presses Q and says, boys, I'm heated up. And he has 50%. So that Flame Spitter does a shitload of damage. Picks up first blood and another kill. So he gets 2. Wink gets 1 onto the Kai'Sa. And then they juggle turret aggro and give it another kill over to Wink. Right there, I sit back and I go, GG. Rumble and Misfortune are already online before the game's even begun. When I said before, like, this team comp is around fighting objectives and playing in the open spaces of, like, the enclosed spaces of Dragon, Baron, and utilizing the equalizer from Crone and the power spike from Misfortune. Like, the mid game here is so damn strong from Estars that a snowball is going to take a ripple effect across this map. So already Khan goes down in the top lane. Xiaobai gets a free lane for a little bit because Khan has to walk back. Doomba uses TP to the bottom lane. That wave is slowly pushing in, which might not matter too much. And Tien's like, oh crap, that sucks. Because there are only two players that weren't there. It was Tien, who was topside backing at the time. He stops his back. He's like, okay, I'm gonna hit Scuttle Crap, or I'm gonna try and make a gank at the top lane. Decides against it. Tien's hitting Scuttle. Khan TP's down. Play's already done. Tien gets Scuttle and is like, starts walking down. He hits mid a bit. And then he's way too late. So, great way to assert dominance, that's right. The difference between 2 and 3 is a huge ball of stats too. Good. LP, good. The coordination was beautiful. We all know what really won that play for Estar. Those automatic emotes after the first blood. Yes. The dominance. Yes. So, I could end the VOD here and literally just say, it's game. But I'm a play-by-play. I know that there's no way that games end just like that. But I will say that it's going to be super hard for Tien to actually do anything in this game anymore. Top for Xiaobai was already looking pretty decent. He's got Cull. He wasn't in the fight, but he'll just keep doing what he's doing. Khan's already been put behind a little bit in this lane. Like, you look at what happens because of that moment. There's no summoners on bot apart from Cleanse. There's Flash and Doomba and Tien. And sure, like, it's kind of the same for E-Stars, but they can repeat that dive. There's a BF sword on Misfortune. That dive goes so much smoother as well. And it was already so damn smooth. They wait for Scuttle. They clear out the dragon. That's a cloud. Look at Wei. Half health. And he's moving in. The ping's going down. They're like, where is this jungler? Nautilus has to come out to read. But Crisp here. Ooh, Zenith's Blade doesn't land. That's pretty big. They don't have the damage to kill Crisp. I think this is overexerted. So Xiaoxi's the first one to go in. He flashes. It's a double stun. But remember, Wink BF Sword. Wink BF Sword. Equalizer to come through. Death Row I'm not too worried about because I think Doomby should die. But hang on. This is just the power they've got. So Crying comes in. So Xiaoxi may die here. That's the support. Way pressured, but Crying and Wink are massive. They're so large. Tien before, by the way, had to flash, which is also another big note. Like, he didn't have W, has to flash over the wall from the Equalizer. Equalizer is well put as well, because getting the jungler here, I mean, just Tien will be set so far back, and FPX is set so far back anyway. So that's another kill going to Wink. 2-0 on both your mid and bot at pre-5, 4 assists on your jungler. Looks like you get free priority bot mid until full items get completed. Especially with a Misfortune and a Rumble. Like, I don't think you're ever going to find freedom in this game for mid bot. So, Doomby goes down a second time on Mord. And so this is the second time around for FPX that a Mordekaiser has been set behind. Early into the game and just absolute lost any priority. So, bot now, even more control. Estar's got control wards, they got Wink at level 6. Xiaoxi can just walk in here, and LWX has no business being there. So, playing super scarce in this lane is going to have to be the norm now. But they shove out bot. Like, look at that. They have no idea. They have no idea where Crying is. They have no idea where Wei is. LWX is going to back. Crisp is, like, looking for vision somewhere. He's walked through about 1 billion wards, has cleared out a couple as well, which is very well needed. But then Wei comes to bottom lane for a second time. And this is always the threat. While Estar themselves in the 2v2 can keep winning out, Wei is going to keep coming down here. And when he gets Cinderhulk, he's going to be, you know, really hard to kill. And so LWX puts a ward. Hello? And he's going to run away. Didn't expect that. I guess the wave wasn't there, so he left it. But just after that, after, you know, Wei disappears, but they know he's down here, and he has Cataclysm. So he just walks back in. And that's going to be first turret blood. Now, meanwhile, FPX, as we talked about in games 1 and 2, they need to make a play somewhere else. They need to make a play on the opposite side of the map. This is what they do. And they've been focusing a lot on top side this series, especially with Doumbé. So Doumbé walks towards the top lane. Spotted out here, right? Rift Herald, by the way, not warded. Doumbé is spotted out. And he's gone missing from the wave. Rumble walks into the middle of the wave and says, there's no Doumbé. Xiaobai sees him now. About now. Ping's going out. Xiaobai here has ult and flash. They haven't hit him yet. So that's the crucial timing. Flashes away, hits Doumbé, and Khan comes in and takes a bit of aggro as well. So this was just not a good dive. So even though the ult was very, very early, Xiaobai wanted to do it prematurely before Khan came in with hook shot, wall shot. Or Doumbé went into like a death grasp. But then that was just super well played. Look at the flash timing. Because Khan goes up, Xiaobai goes down. Positioning as well. Stuns Doumbé with the auto. Doumbé then has to use shield. Now he's out. He's not coming back in. Not unless Xiaobai overchases. Khan takes up turret. Khan has flash, but chooses not to use it, so it's very reserved. They're also going into a cannon. Saw that fail happening a mile away. Let's talk about weak side top laners again, and how similar Gimgoon is actually to Xiaobai. Right? Like, Xiaobai absorbs pressure. That's what Xiaobai does. Estar are a bot-focused team with mid lane elements, meaning they are similar to FPX. However, with Khan on FPX, it really does feel like a very different team, doesn't it? And it's, I'm not sure for better or for worse, but they've just been outplayed here in the early game. And, like, Khan does come back in. Hex Tech sweeps there. It does get the 1v1. So that is a win for FPX. But just, again, look at what's happening. It's like last game with Khan, where one lane just snowballs ahead so hard and is dominating the matchup, and the other part of the map has to try and catch up. This is them catching up. Tian got the Rift Herald before, but Wink has so much damage already. This turret's getting shredded. The inner turret at 9 minutes 50. He can use his ult, clear the wave. They get this turret. That's massive. He's got a 40 CS lead. He's going to have Essence Reaver when he backs. He got his stopwatch, by the way. There you go. Essence Reaver. And Shousy's got his full support item, by the way. So, that's nice. Hello, Munchables. Hello, sir. So, after that sick dive in the bottom lane, Estars just are absolutely shitting on FPX. And there's nothing FPX can do. So, this is not the criticize FPX game. This is the, wow, Estar, you made such a beautiful play, and it's rippling through the effect of this game. Now, Xiaobai, weak side of the map, gets a 1-for-1. Holy crap. Dude. Walks back. Ulties. Tien takes one too many bits of turret aggro and gets stunned. So, that's not worth whatsoever. Khan should die here as well. Like, look, Wei gets the gromp. Look at Wei's disrespect. Look at this. Look at this. How'd you put glasses on me? Nice emote. So, that's a 1-for-1 trade. They're going to get the turret anyway. They've been focusing top because weak side of the map for Estars here is that top lane, right? And that's what Xiaobai plays. Estars are a bot-focused team. Wei goes and gets Gromp. Doesn't give a shit about Khan. How good is that? Literally just goes and starts the Gromp for maximum time efficiency, right? So, they didn't even need Wink there. Where was Wink? Wink was hitting mid. And Krine and Shousey do it themselves. Oh, God. Another misplay from Tien, more so than Xiaobai. Yeah. It's not really a Xiaobai outplay, but my point is, it's all coming up. It's all coming up well. They attack weak side of the map because FPX need to do something. FPX need to create an advantage somewhere. And that is a Tien out misplay, you're right. He's had many of those in the series. And that's a really big issue, isn't it? That Tien is not performing to the limit we saw at Worlds, that's not a good sign. Now, although Estars are dominating the rest of the map, there is, you know... No, fuck it. There's no real lane, is there? I mean, you don't call a CS League that great at the moment. So, everywhere for FPX suffering. Everywhere. Khan just gets 1v2'd anyway. 2v1'd. Fuck this, I need XP. Give me Gromp, man. Yeah, I need my level 9. Kai'Sa has a pickaxe, right. And a cull that's not finished. So, Leandri's complete here for Krine. Now, if we're going to go into this discussion just quickly, against this team, Mordekaiser, you know, with Protobelt will build health. Khan will build HP as well. Remember that the Madness, you know, on the percent of HP. But also the burn. Remember, for Rumble, like, he's in combat so much that I think the Madness is fine. He's not a burst champion. So, anyway, Leandri's first. He got it very, very early. So, Krine, big boy. Big boy. And Khan should not be here. They've lost all vision in River. Topside, they have a small speckle. They have no vision of River. And Khan's probably thinking, why would people be here? Well, the blue buff's almost up. And Estars right now, with this strong-ass mid-game, with the ability to fight wherever they want, can continue to exert this. Khan's dead. Goodbye. Krine takes it before Wink can hit it. Khan just can't move anywhere. He shouldn't be there. He shouldn't be past, like, the mid-lane turret. Honestly. So, Hyperbolic Training Chamber effects wore off. It's happening to Ning, too. I know. It happened to Ning. And now Ning's recovering. Well, it happened to Ning in summer, so... I don't know. Ning was fine in spring. We'll see when Tien returns, but he's had no impact this game. I think it's props to Wei as well. With really good pathing, with focus on the game plan of diving bot early on, and the juggling of turret aggro. This has been a clean game. We've got 007 Agent Wei, who's just kind of jumped up to the stage. And FPX look a bit lost. They're heading to top side. They really want to break that turret. They want to try and give Khan a longer lane with Trinity Force. They want to try and open up the map somewhere for FPX, but... I mean, now Estars are just waiting for that next Drake. Rift Herald's coming up shortly. Let's have a look. Looks like they do catch out Xiaobai. It's getting really close. They are punishing a part of the map here for Estars that Estars have abandoned. But, again, what is the trade? Look at this. Turret goes down. Threat of mid continues. Bit more damage on inner. And for Khan getting a kill and punishing that 1 in 3 cannon, you say, okay, Khan, again, we need you to do something in this game. But there's global gold going over to the side of Estar. So even though Xiaobai is losing out individually, the global gold from turrets is keeping him at arm's length with Khan, and also big enough of an impact to... big enough of a player to actually have an impact in this fight around Dragon, right? He's got TP. He's almost level 11. Xiaobai will be big enough as a cannon. And the damage follow-up will be insane. So, it doesn't really matter here. Estars are ahead by 4k. And, like, it's going to feel like more in this next fight. And look at this. Khan. Who said it before? It was you, Affectionate. Khan goes aggressive, but maybe too aggressive. Or Khan goes hard, but maybe too hard. Khan forces a play when he doesn't have to. Khan just needs to farm. What does he do to Krine mid? Why? Why? Like, I don't understand that whatsoever. Okay, that objective was already free, but Khan just gave it over anyway. He's on a team fighting champ. That he is. That Xiaobai is. Yeah. He's on a team fighting champ that's going to have an impact either way. He's not that far behind that he's going to be nothing. He gets an Ocean Dragon as well. So he's going to get an Ocean Rift. So Kennen is going to be able to survive this side lane. They're going to go back to Khan. We don't need to see that. That was just really, really bad. I think that was just bad. Okay. And we're at the point where this snowballing comp is hitting almost their second item, where they have vision across the map. Look at the deep vision set up here. Sets them up. Wei goes in. And this is what I was talking about in Champ Select, or what little of it we saw, where Equalizer... I think I said it to Clement one time. It's called the Hot Pot. This is the Hot Pot. Ready? Dude. Chongqing Huoguo. Right there, brother. I miss Hot Pot. Actually, I had it 3 nights ago. It was very good Hot Pot. Every time I see it, double flash. Just so nice, isn't it? Double flash, go top. Doombe's backing because I guess he just wants to back. And here comes Herald. Rift Herald goes over. And TP's going to commit it because FPX want to fight this. Now, I'm not sure. I kind of disagree with this. But they're losing the game so hard, they have to do something. So maybe that's the call. Wei is going to flag and drag nicely. Oh, let's start with Wei. Wei gets pulled in. The jungler who doesn't really have a purpose in this fight apart from to flag and drag once. Because he doesn't have Cataclysm. Flag and drag to a point Doombe can't reach. Because look at the Blast Cone as well. Blast Cone is not in the Death Realm. I don't think it's in the Death Realm. Triforce teammate, he can 1v1 Crime, but I don't know why he thinks he's going to get on a 1v1 Rumble there. Yeah, I mean, there was no point in that last play when Khan just entered on top of Crime. You're never alone. He's never alone. They have no vision. They have no idea where people are on the map. It's about smarter decision making, and that just wasn't smart. So this to start off, back to the fight. Wei, really, really good. You know, simple flag and drag out to the corner of the edge of the Death Realm. Wink comes back in. He can 1v1 Doombe. Of course he can. Gets a bit of help from Estar. Now, Xiaobai has been left on his lonesome again, even in the fight. Look at this. They're like, hey, let's get the cannon. Let's get the cannon. And he dies. But now the rest of Estar come, and that's all FPX can get. So it might be a 1-for-1 trade for now. Oh my god. Never mind. Ult from Tien. Way too late. If he just ults from where he's standing. Ready? 1, 2, almost 2.5 seconds. Wink got his ult off for 2.5 seconds. And now they just lose because they wanted to re-engage. So FPX are really committed on finding an engage here. Chris does get a good hook on a Crine, kind of. 10 comes through. Jumps on top of Xiaoxi to get the ulti off in range, but he wanted to knock down Crine. But they have no business fighting here. Estars love this fight. Khan's out. And the chase is also something I didn't mention. Equalizer, slow, Wei, Wink. Wink has 6 kills. This game is over. You know? Wei's in Death Realm. Yeah, I know. But the point is, like, Wei goes to the edge of Death Realm in that fight to start things off, where Doombe just has to sit there and wait. You know? So, another fight goes the way of Estars. They really haven't stopped snowballing. But Wink gets off so much of that ulti before Tien can even stop him. And Wink now has an Infinity Edge and a QSS. So, now, with Flash, it's going to be really hard to kill this Misfortune. Oblivion Orb with needlessly large rod for Crine. I mean, when does this get easier, right? And then just moving around the map clinically. Look, Wei has a Rift Herald. Chooses not to use it here. He's going to use the enhanced back instead. And Xiaobai's just defending mid. So meanwhile, FPX drop a bit of vision around. They're looking to set up to contest the Ocean Soul. Because if Ocean Soul goes over to Estars, this is game. I mean, it already is. You can see the idea. You can see the idea here, can't you? You can see it. Nice. I don't know, Xiaoxi. I think Xiaoxi's pretty good. I'm not sure. I mean, like, Xiaoxi has moments, but you know, predicts a W, of course. Equalizer comes through to get the rest of the slow. Wei jumps in as well. Cataclysm's going to do the majority of damage. Now, the Ignite with Wei will kill him. Doombee's trying to turn it around, but as Cryin comes in, this becomes harder. Xiaoxi's in Death Realm. Khan, meanwhile, over there somewhere. Doesn't matter. Oh, dear Lord, no. Oh, no, not in a choke with Rumble. Oh, not with Misfortune. Interrupted late again. LDOX is free hitting with 2 items on the back. But it's just these small trades for FPX. That Estar now can just get a free Ocean Soul. Khan's thinking about going out. I think he's learnt better. Alright, Ocean Soul. Decision making seems good. I haven't been watching the micro on Xiaoxi though. He missed a lot of hooks in the first game. I think he was expecting more than he was. He was expecting more plays out of FPX. Or rather like more kiting. I don't know. It's a weird thing to say, but Xiaoxi's been clean. Cleanish. They just keep getting caught out. I mean, what's Doombee doing top? We come back from a replay and Doombee's pushed out top when they've got no vision in river. And it's just clearing waves over the limit, over the extension of the vision line for FPX, right? Doombee's down for a long time. He has TP though, and this Baron isn't super quick. Tian, there's a ward behind Pit, so they're going to stop and turn. Yeah. Waken, yeah, okay. Wave Flash Cataclysm, here we go. Bye, Khan. Bye-bye, Khan. Wei is on the perfect page with the rest of Estars. This shot calling is magnificent, right? And they can afford to be reckless with these team fights. They can be fucking cheeky. That double up, by the way, wow. And then Xiaobai comes in, and you're like, oh, this is a cannon that doesn't really do anything. Yet, he's still enough to hurt. Because the global gold for Estars is just so much. And there you go. QSS, Wink just walked right back. They've got Ocean Dragon, so they heal up. I mean, the Ocean Soul, this early in the game is just incredible. They get an inhib, and FPX keep trying to force this game. They're not willing to take it to the point of Mordekaiser, the Kaiser, and the Camille, where they actually, like, win this game. They don't want to stall this game out. FPX literally want to keep fighting. So, now, with, you know, FPX having reset after dying, and look, after that big play, after getting mid, rapid fire cannon complete. There's a Morellonomicon now on Cryin. Morello's on Xiaobai. There's a Spirit Visage on Wei. They've all got 2 items. Misfortune has 3.5. There's a Stone Plate and a QSS on Xiaoxi. And Baron goes over. Xiaoxi's like, yeah, let's fight. And of course you would. You want to keep accelerating this game. Khan split pushing is really no effect. You let that happen while you threaten top. Yeah. So look at this. They're trying to make the race happen, but Khan, even with Ravenous, even with 2 items, just really doesn't have enough damage in comparison to this Misfortune. And their ability to dive here from Estars, yeah, I think Chris pulling them in might not have been the right call. Oh, hang on. Let's see. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, Wink. Oh, dear Lord. Ocean Dragon. Okay. When you're that far ahead, I guess it doesn't matter, does it, chat? So FPX are fighting well. I don't think they're not fighting well. They're just so far behind it hurts, and they're not willing to let this game go on. I mean, they don't want this game to go late game where I honestly think FPX would dominate. I mean, Estars are pushing quite well, but they kind of have to fight. Like it's like FPX in game 2, where they put Estars in position where they had to fight. Estars are kind of doing the same in reverse for them, right? Wink, really good stopwatch. Nautilus Assault was denied. Here we go. QSS. Wink. Watch him. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And ult. And bit of ocean healing. And Q. And auto. And auto. And bit of healing. And Crying's big as well. E-Stars are exciting because they fight fucking magnificently. Hit him with your wall. They don't want Khan to get to a point where he can be relevant. Yeah, of course not. E-Stars, of course they don't want that. I mean, E-Star forcing, I'm not complaining about that. I'm just saying FPX trying to stretch the game out. I guess just wasn't successful. So, I don't know. It's become quite dark, hasn't it? It's become a little bit dark. E-Star's coordination in fights is mint. Wei is a really good jungler. I would love to see who the shot caller is in that team. I would love to know who it is. Is it Wink? Who is it? That is a performance by E-Star. That really is. Like, man. I think E-Stars to me is the team to watch, not just because of their series against FPX here, but because FPX, their shot calling and team fights is magnificent, as I've already said multiple times. Plus, they're just individually such good players, especially Cryan and Wink. They're just really good players. Players that are doing their hard time now in the LPL, which doesn't even look hard at all. This to me looks like Sino Dragon, where Sino Dragon promoted as a team, of course, all 5 of them promoted, and then played LPL, and they looked great as well. They had one defined playstyle. E-Star look like they can adapt on the fly and change. I think this could be one of the best new teams in the LPL we've ever seen. I honestly, like, against Rogue Warriors, E-Star's 2-0'd, and it was like, wow, that's good. 2-1 against FPX was well deserved. FPX making a couple of crucial errors, like Tien don't have his best series, but this is more about promoting the power of E-Stars. If they keep the level of performance, they push into top 6. E-Stars will push into top 4 if they continue this level of performance. Like, this is a team that I'm expecting to go to playoffs in spring. I changed my rankings. I put E-Stars 7th. I expect E-Stars to be in playoffs. They're just so good. Well, no, it was 8 last year. There were 8 teams in playoffs last year, but because we have 17 teams, maybe it's 9? Is it 9? I don't know. I think we were meant to have 18, so it would have been 9, but I'm not sure if it's going to be 8 or 9 anymore. This team reminds me of early Griffin. Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe early Damwon. Maybe Damwon. I think Damwon's more relevant, but you know, Damwon's ability to like Nuguri is a very different top laner than Xiaobai, so that's the kind of different the different factor. Like who are we talking about? Like Canyon and Wei. Yeah, I'm not one to call that, but maybe early Damwon to me feels more appropriate. But yeah. Hey, thanks everyone for watching again. If you have any more questions or if you have any more thoughts, feel free to let me know. Any feedback is appreciated. I put up the VOD review yesterday onto YouTube, so you can check that out on the same channel this will be on. I'm putting it up on the Twitter just underneath the post of the stream itself, so everyone knows where the VOD review is. But yeah, I appreciate it. And the VOD review is helping me a lot, and I think I'm getting a better insight into some of these teams and the problems plus the strengths. Is a really big deal, especially for a new team like E-Star. But yeah, LPL starts tomorrow at 2 p.m. But it is not the English broadcast. English broadcast starts on the 15th. So tomorrow on my Twitter, if you're not following already, go over and I'll give you a link tomorrow. I'll literally put it up at 2 p.m. to show everyone where they can go and watch the return of the LPL. But I appreciate it again. LP, affectionate shout outs. I know Munchables is somewhere here. I'm glad you guys like the reviews. I'm hoping to do one a day. It does hoarse my voice out a little bit, surprisingly. I guess I haven't talked this long in a very long time, but yeah, I really appreciate you guys tuning in. It means a lot, and while I am leveling up my skill, if I can help you guys level up your understanding of LPL, or you know, give you a bit of entertainment with these reviews, then that's just such a big plus. So I appreciate it again. We are gonna play us out. I wish I had music to play us out, right? That would have been nice, wouldn't it? We're gonna click here. We're gonna click here, and we're gonna click here. Thank you again. Yeah, you guys have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully before LPL. Woo! It's dark in here now, isn't it?